So guys, good evening to everyone. It's right now almost 7 p.m. Eastern. Polls will close in South Carolina in just under a minute. Yeah, mostly under a minute. So a minute will close in South Carolina. Also, polls will close in Georgia in the 13th congressional district. They'll have a special election there. And this will be a very competitive election in South Carolina. I can show you exactly what I mean. Look at this. This is the runoff for the Senate special primary runoff. A quite complicated name to begin with. But as you can see here, Darling Graham right now expected to win with 57% chance of actually winning this. But this is so competitive. Actually thinned out over the past few weeks. It was like 69 and now it's, started it was 69 and now it's only 57. So this is a nail biter. We got 60,000 votes early, 60,000 early votes in this race. We also got 7,000 in this race. This will close in 17 seconds. So we expect this to be very competitive. I just want to bring the now we have 5 people there. So yeah, guys, you know what you have to do: subscribe and leave your like. Also, leave your like is so important. I know we have 5 people there. We should have at least 5 likes. I just want to find here the South Carolina website. And by the way, polls have now closed. It's right now 7 p.m. Eastern, so polls have closed in South Carolina. We'll talk about Oklahoma in about an hour because polls will close there at 8 p.m. If I'm not mistaken, maybe we can check it out here, but I think it's 8 p.m. exactly in about 59 minutes. Very competitive governor primary, also in Oklahoma, runoff as well. And I just want to, okay, I'm just here organizing stuff a bit. Yeah. Okay, and I have here my coffee because I will need it. At least throughout the night. And now basically what South Carolina does, similar to many states across the country, is that they release the early in-person votes first and also the mail-in votes. So they will release them first, which will probably benefit Ralph Norman. Now we'll have the election day vote, which will be interesting as well. So of course, Norman will do great here, and then of course Darling Graham will do great here, and also here around the, I can see here the first round. So of course in this part, Darling Graham did very well, getting over 50%, and in Greenville, Rock Hill, in this particular area, Norman did very well. Trump endorsed candidate here is Darling Graham. So I just want to, okay, I'm just here trying to open the StateGov website. So okay, we have it here. Pretty fine. I have 6 people there. I just want to read your comment. Wait a minute. So, actual rooting for Graham, but for sarcastic reasons. Yeah, I saw many people on Twitter actually thinking of not endorsing, but actually supporting him just because of the fact that he's not Trump endorsed. So that's pretty interesting as well. Now we have here still 0 votes computed into the system. Still 0 of the 2,000 plus precincts there. Let me just go here. Still nothing in Decision Desk. They usually are faster sometimes. Nothing in the New York Times. Nothing here. We could go also to Georgia. Let me just check it here whether we still had 0 votes. So this in Georgia is very simple. Gwinnett County will be for Everton Blair. I can guarantee you that, with more than 70% probably. And then this area, this will be very good for Marcy Scott. You can see here what happened in the first round. So this was actually expected to go for Everton Blair or more of the establishment here in Georgia. But actually, Marcy Scott was able to win this by a big margin. I mean, almost getting 50%. But election day vote will be better for Everton Blair because that includes this 9% of Republicans. I'm sorry, these actually almost 12% Republicans. Look at this. For example, in this particular county, Gwinnett County, the one I was mentioning, 56%. This is the largest county by far, on more than almost triple of Clayton. Clayton is here, as you know. As you can see, 56. If you add the Republican vote, which probably vote for the more establishment candidate or simply not voting in this particular election, that means he will get 68, and we still have to add the other Republican here. So, oh wait, nothing in South Carolina, still nothing there. I just want to check whether he's saying anything. You're not, so 6 people there. I just want here check something very fast. We're at 754 subscribers. We have videos basically every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So guys, I mean, if you're there, you should actually see our videos because it's not about just the live streams. Live streams are very important because it's actually when we do coverages. But the videos are also important. They actually reveal a lot of information, a lot of prediction, a lot of analysis. And that's actually so important. So, I mean, if you guys can check the video, we have a video. We actually have videos or previews for this election like every Sunday. When we have elections on Tuesday, we have previews on Sunday. So you can do that as well. So, still nothing here. And now we got the first votes. Look at this. 63-37, 8% of the vote already in. These are the early in-person votes and absentee by mail. Right now, 63-37. How this compares? Okay, that's not great at all, but at the same point, it was mostly what was expected. At the point that she's not improving, she's actually down, and she will get down across the night because the election vote will probably be better for Everton Blair. And this is not a great result. I mean, I think Everton Blair can pull this out. I mean, if this continues to be like that across the other counties, I mean, this is not a great margin. Scott is winning by 25, probably likely by 20 at the end of the day when everything is counted. That's surely not the best. We still at 0 here. Yeah, we're still at 0. We cannot see the split, but I bet you the split will be probably like everything is absentee voting and also early in-person voting. So let me just drink a bit of water, but I mean, this is probably not the best outcome. I mean, she's down 2 points already, and he's getting all of the vote from the Republican candidates and also the other Democrat, Carl's Moore. So not the best, I would argue that. But again, Georgia very fast at counting the votes. We're here for 4 minutes. We already got the first dump. Let me go here to decision desk. Yeah, they also have the same thing. So pretty much the same. Let me just compare. So 919 plus 550, that's like what? That's 550 votes. Look, that's 1.5k, 1.4k more or less. Yeah, that was mostly the same thing that was expected. Look at this, 88%. The odds are already going down to 84. So again, we can see polling market strikes again, maybe. And look at this, we got the first votes. Ralph Norman is now ahead in Newberry County. We can go there. He won that county by a very narrow margin right now. He's winning by 4 points, so also actually 3 points because of the roundings. Very much the same, nothing special. It's only the absentee votes. I would assume we can go there just to compare, but that might be the absentee or the early vote. That is the 300 votes. So 300 votes. That might be a beat of the early votes, the early in-person votes. Of course, this states, and like many other states, they usually vote in person, and especially on election day, which is pretty interesting. So we have 4 people now there. Not a lot of enthusiasm. I mean, I thought we could have more, but I mean, it's the way it is. So yeah, we got Florida last week, so pretty nice as well. And yeah, today we have Oklahoma at 8, so that will be interesting as well. And let's go here to Georgia, still nothing. So we're still waiting. Let me just go here whether we have the split or not, because that'll be very important to actually check. And here, usually the New York Times is faster than this official website. You can see here, it still has nothing in. And tomorrow we'll have a very important video about Georgia. I mean, we're talking about Georgia today in the 13th. Of course, that won't be competitive in the general. That's a very Democratic district. You can see, actually, it doesn't have here because it's such a special election. But this is a very Democratic district, like usually plus more than 70% or even close to 80%. So, I mean, this was not expected to be competitive, but tomorrow we'll have a video at 1 p.m. Eastern. I mean, you're having lunch, you can watch the video. It's very quick. It's like 7 minutes. You don't even need to lose. You can watch it at 2x the speed, so it's only 3 minutes and a half. It's not a lot. But we'll talk about Georgia Senate, Georgia governor race, and that will be so important. I also have something to share you. You have a message retracted. Something happened there. But yeah, I also can show you something as well. So for the guys that are there, you can actually subscribe to my Substack because it's completely free and we'll have daily updates there. This is very important, guys. We'll have daily updates for the midterms in terms of early voting. That will start September 1st because we'll already have Georgia right now rolling out the absentee votes. And also have North Carolina pretty soon. So you can subscribe there, you have the link there. You can go there and subscribe to the Substack. It's completely free. I'm doing this time, probably not for 2028 cycle. I won't do that for free, but this time I'm doing it. It's a lot of analysis. Every day at 7 p.m. Eastern, you have a report. You can actually subscribe to your email and that actually drops in your email. It's pretty easy. You don't need to do anything. And you have everything that you need to know. Who's actually leading, who's gaining in this day, and everything that you need to know about the midterms. So I'm in Georgia, right at the line between Gwinnett and DeKalb, the fantastic. So you're basically here, yeah, mostly here, because actually Gwinnett, yeah, here. It's like here. Because this is DeKalb, I think. Even though DeKalb doesn't have we don't have all of DeKalb because DeKalb is one of the largest counties in Georgia. It's the most Democratic in terms of proportion of in terms of raw votes. I think it's the largest. Clayton is the largest in proportion because it's in terms of percentage. The Democrats usually get 85, 86% in Clayton. They get 81, 84 in DeKalb, something like that. Let's go to South Carolina. Still nothing new, only 300 votes, so still ways to go. Of course, this will be very competitive. I can guarantee you that. Right now, the odds still okay. They went down to only 74%. Right now, they're back up at 91 for some reason. The reason I don't know, but okay. What I can tell you from this race, particular in Georgia 13th, so right now that Everton Blair is doing better than expected, but that's very preliminary. I don't want to give you any insight, and for you guys, yeah, please be aware. You don't bet any money that you can lose. Please only bet if you want, but the money that you can afford to lose, because it's actually very important. Most of the times you will end up losing money, so I mean, please be careful with that. And don't forget to share the live stream with your friends. We have now 3 people. Not a lot of enthusiasm. Very interesting. In Florida, we got 20 plus people. And also we will get Alaska today. I'll open here Alaska because we'll get a drop there in Alaska. I'm not so sure when. And if we're here in the live stream, we can talk about Alaska. But I mean, 80%, we are getting a new dump in Alaska today. I'm not so sure when. That's the point. If it is like midnight Eastern, I won't be here probably because we'll have everything counted. But if it's like before that, maybe I'll be here and we can talk about that. A very competitive race here for 4th. Remember, in Alaska, the top 4 advance to the general election. Right now, Dan S. Sullivan and Daniel J. Sullivan Jr., they'll both go to that, even though the New York Times didn't project it. But David Leslie, and we're still in doubt between David Leslie and also Gerald Hikes. And we'll also have a video. We'll also have a video in the channel about Alaska specifically. So if you really want to check about Alaska more specifically, you can actually check that video. Now I just got more votes. Look at this, 1% of the vote now in 2.4K. This is actually only the early in-person vote, so pretty much nothing. I think in Georgetown, it's actually a bit of election day. 67 for Darlene Graham. So Darlene Graham is conquering most of the turnout from Russell Fry. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's true, 70%. So she's almost getting all of the turnout there. And here in Chesterfield County, 74%. And that is also most of Russell Fry. So Darlene Graham will do great here because of the Russell Fry turnout. Even though turnout might be down percentage-wise, I mean, because of the enthusiasm is lower here, because of the Russell Fry, the fact that he's not in this particular round. He tried, but unfortunately for him, he was unable to get. So we'll see. And we have 4 people there and 5 likes, guys. Please subscribe to my Substack. Right now, we don't have anything there. We only, from September 1st until November 3rd, we'll have their daily updates. So, I mean, for an entire 2 months, you'll have daily updates there. It's completely free. That's the best part, I would say. I was thinking about making this paid, and I got a poll in the channel, and most of you actually said that you would willing to pay for this particular Substack. But actually, I thought it again, and I said it's probably more beneficial to me if I make it free. But you can also donate to me. You can use this YouTube Super Chat or my PayPal link. That also helps me a lot. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't really, I mean, of course it costs you something, but it really helps, and it's really what it is about. So I'm just doing here something, because when we're waiting for votes, because there's nothing we can do right now, apart from the fact that we need to wait. And that sucks sometimes. Fortunately, during election idle on the midterms, we'll have a lot of stuff, so we won't need to worry about any. Look at it, just votes now from Rockdale County, and that's a 4-point lead for Marcy Scott. When you compare here, terrible, 54 right now. 50, look at this, 71. I said what I said before. I said 70% plus. Look at this, 71. So yeah, Everton Blair is right now my favorite in this election. Guys, again, don't use this information. Some of you guys actually made money off of my tips, but please, this is just a kind of my perspective. I'm no recommendation. I'm not betting on anything, by the way. So yeah, I'm not really doing any betting. So yeah, but this is really great for Everton Blair. Marcy Scott getting 29, so she's getting slightly more than what she got in the first round. But it's not enough. She's doing poor in Clayton, she's doing poor in Rockdale, and these will continue to deteriorate as we got more votes in more election votes, actually. So let's just go here. Actually, we don't have the split for some reason, but pretty interesting results so far. let me tell you guys what you think about this. What is your opinion? I'm very much looking forward to hearing your opinion. And right now, there's nothing we can do. We have now 3 people, 6 likes. Fantastic, I have more likes than people there. But I would prefer to have more people, but actually we have to wait. Look at it, 6,000 votes for most. So turnout will be around 18,000, which is slightly lower than what we got in the first round, even though that's more probably normal. These Republicans here, they probably won't vote this time, or probably will vote in smaller numbers. Now we just got more votes here, and it was in Darlington County. So Darlington County, 67-33. Yeah, and what is that compares about? 67 in, where is Darlington? Is here, so 48 plus 28. Let me just make here the calculations. 76, and right now the margin is 67, so poorer than expected. We just got Orangeburg County, one of the black majority counties in the state of South Carolina, 72% there, and that was mostly that. So 13 for Norman, 28. So he's actually doing better, Norman, right now in terms of proportionally speaking. And let me just go here again. So now we just got, look at this, look at the odds again. Poly market strikes again. Oh god. God, but that was actually something. I mean, if you had actually bad on this, please, yeah, be very careful of that. But I said that the numbers were not fascinating for Marcy Scott in Clayton, and actually this is confirming right now. Look at this. Everton Blair is now ahead, so it strikes again. It strikes again. It strikes again. Poly market pretty bad again. Oh god, Poly market strikes again, guys. I mean, this is usually a typical thing right now because most of the elections, Poly market has one candidate, and actually the opposite happens. Look at his call; she also strikes again, so it's not a unique thing to Poly market in specific. So we just got another county here, Oconee. That's how you pronounce it. 10 points for Norman. That was a Darlingham County, so pretty interesting what's happening here. I'm very looking forward to watching Greenville and also York and also Union. Those are the 3 largest for Norman, especially Greenville. Greenville will be so big, and the bubble here, look at the bubbles. Also Spannerburg County. So these 3 bubbles are so big, and also Lexington, Fort Graham, and also Richland and Charleston will be so competitive, I bet. So that will be important. Even though I would say that Darlingham will probably win in Charleston. So nothing new here. So we just got the first votes in the official website. We have 6 counties already reporting, but no precinct, no election day precinct already reporting. So here we just got counties from Rockdale. That was the results that we got, I think. Yeah, Rockdale, Gwinnett, and also Clayton. They have here the full county. So you said you were the border between Clayton, DeKalb and Gwinnett, so it's basically here. So yeah, as you can see here, this is all advance voting and also absentee by mail. Advance voting is the other name they use to call in-person early voting. That's basically what it is. So yeah, but I'll say Everton Blair, Marcy Scott, the daughter of the late congressman from this particular district, I think she won't win. That's just my thought. That's no guarantee of that happening, but the lead here, I mean, we're still waiting for Erie, DeKalb, and Covington, which is Union County. So you can see here exactly what I mean. The largest piece of the puzzle will still win out, and Blair will continue to win more votes there. So we can do a quick extrapolation. So 400 is 2.9. And yeah, I think that's pretty hard. But okay, we'll see. So let me just go here, guys, see whether you have anything. Now, we still stuck at 3 people, so pretty sad, I would say. But yeah, the enthusiasm is not that great. Probably when we have Oklahoma is more exciting, I would say. We will have more people there, maybe, or maybe not. But yeah, still, right now, still nothing of very important. I have 4. So let's go to South Carolina. Look at this. We got Charleston. Yeah, not as competitive as I thought. I thought it would be more competitive, like 10 points or something like that. We just got Lawrence. We got Newberry, Anderson. So those are 3 new counties. We can go here to these Horry County because it's so big. So 73% for Darlingham in Horry. And if you add here 42 plus 35, that's 77. So again, doing most likely what is expected. So now the margin is down to 10 because we got York County. That's a suburban county, as it says there. It's the one that we're watching because of the strength, the Ralph Norman strength in the first round. Right now, 68 for him, and he got 49. So Graham is getting 32. Not even getting the 37 points that Darwin Graham and Russell Fry got in the first round. So not the best, I would say. Pretty interesting what's happening here so far, and still ways to go. These are only in-person early early votes, to be honest. So we still have a long way to go. Now we're back at 5. We're back at 5 people. That's great. You can go to the subscribe button, and you can really do that, and that will help me a lot. Right now, 11 points. It increased slightly for Darwin Graham, and I think we got what, Dillon? I think it was Dillon County, 75. Again, one of the counties here in this particular area. That will be so great for Graham. I would say she will get over 70% in all of the counties here. I mean, even in Darlington, it's close to 70%, 67 right now. Let's go to Georgia. Still nothing new there. Pretty sad. Look at this. Everton Blair now at 89%. So, Poly Market, I'll say it again, strikes again. I mean, Poly Market, in the like version number, I don't know, like 2000, it strikes again. So, pretty awkward, but also pretty funny. And yeah. And guys, if you have any question, we now are having 8 likes. So if you have any question, you can ask me. I'll be here happy to answer, if I know, of course. And it can be about any race, not only the ones that we're covering today. Let's go here to the 13th, still nothing there. And yeah, let me just update this. Maybe we have something new. Even though I think this updates automatically. Yeah, so nothing from election day. We have like what, 200 precincts in all of the district. Now this updates automatically. Now 19,000 votes here. You can see here the chart. No one cares. Why they have similar colors? I'm not sure about that. So still nothing from the precincts. So still waiting for those to come. Now I just got 10 points. It went down again. I think we got Greenwood. I think it was Greenwood. So 45. Yeah, 26. He's constantly increasing more, even though the margin was like 8 points, so not the largest. And now we're at 8 likes. So guys, you can use that link in that Substack link, and now you can actually go there, because that will be so important. Now I just got Greenville. And by the 6931 is certainly a good percentage. The point that this is so small, this particular drop, this might mean this is election day. I mean, at least so far. And so far, yeah, this is very early. This area here will be so important for Norman. Yeah, sometimes I need to get a pen and actually to show you what I mean, but this is so important. And right now, 6931, this might be a person. This is not the totality of the early in-person voting. I may want to check, and I just got votes here in Georgia, actually, but let me just do something very quickly. So yeah, that's not the only, that might be the, that's not the million vote, and that's certainly, because that's more than 300 votes. There might be a precinct right now. That's my expectation, of course. So let's go here to Georgia, and now we just got Geary. Look at this, 30 points, and we got a decap. I would prefer, of course, the New York Times, but I mean, it's the way it is. I mean, they also do great here in decision desk, but I would prefer the interface of the New York Times. So let's go here to the New York Times. They added the vote totals. So Geary right now, 64-36. Again, improving, but very slightly. And now we go to decap, 65-35, and that was even lower. So yeah, I think right now we're very close to project, but Everton Blair will win this. I mean, that's pretty interesting considering what was expected, but Everton Blair will win this election. And I mean, Gwinnett County, pretty interesting performance there. Of course, it was expected, I said at the start of the live stream, but still, we're still waiting for Newton. That's not a very big county regardless. And the biggest portion of the votes, like, we got 7,000, and like 20%, until we reach like 60%, is coming from Gwinnett, which probably it actually will increase the lead. Look at this now, So 56-44 just shrunk something. It was not very big. We got Cherokee, 57 in Cherokee. That's 17 points better, actually. And Charleston, very competitive. Still waiting for a lot. We got Beaufort, 63-37. And okay, that's good for Graham in Beaufort County. And that's pretty interesting, actually. Horry, now 73, that's the same thing as we saw before. Still nothing in Greenville, nothing in New York. And as you can see, the votes left, I mean, they're mostly in okay, just got a huge dump. Where it came from Lexington. I think it was from Lexington County, the one that is so important for Graham. 62-38. And that's that's like the majority of the sum between Graham and Fry, so nothing special there. Nothing special there. Now we're at 5 people. Let's go to 10. We reached 6 before, so I think we can go to 10. We can also win some subscribers tonight. We're still stuck at the same number, 754. So I will ask you if you can subscribe to the channel. We have 5 people there. I bet we can have like 2 out of 5 new subscribers there. Still nothing new in Georgia. I mean, I think these are only early votes, even though these didn't update yet for some reason. Yeah, but look at this, the odds. The odds are 86%. Pretty nice. And Oklahoma will be in 36 minutes, so still ways to go until we have Oklahoma. We'll talk about Oklahoma in like 20 minutes, or I'm sorry, 30 minutes from now. We'll talk about that. We'll just sum a bit while what is expected there. So Alaska still nothing new. And Oklahoma also works similar with South Carolina. They release the early votes first, which is like in a big dump, and then you get the election vote progressively during the night. So that's probably what will happen in that case. So let me just do something here. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty funny to get a Trump-endorsed candidate and also a Trump ally like Norman. Norman is also pro-Trump, so I mean he's from the Freedom Caucus, so, but he's doing much better in the suburban areas, which is pretty interesting. Usually Trump and hard right people are not doing great with the suburbs. He's actually doing great in Greenville and Rock Hill in all of the areas there, but he's not doing great in the cities. Like when we mean Columbia and also Charleston. Charleston is usually a suburban county, but he's not doing great there. But he's doing great in the northern part of the state, which is pretty interesting. Of course, probably where he's congressional district is from. Of course, in the northern part of South Carolina. So still nothing new in Georgia, and we still have ways to go there. Even though in Georgia, I would say, good evening, McCain, have family in Myrtle Beach, which is Horry County. Yeah, I know. It is Graham country. Yeah. I mean, of course, that will be, now we have 6 people there. Yeah, this will be great for Graham, and Graham needs to run up the votes here because she's counting on Fry's vote here in Horry, and also for the people, the enthusiasm there to vote for her. So right now she's getting 73%. She will get over 70, I would say. Even though the election vote can really hurt her a bit, but we'll wait for that. Right now we don't have any election vote computed, so I mean I think we do have some election vote, but it's here in Greenville. It's only 1 precinct. For some reason, this still appears at 0, but we have more than 31,000 votes as well. So maybe you can go here too. Let's go here. Select county. Let's go to Greenville. Where is Greenville? Greenville. Let me just find Greenville here. I want to show you something, whether they updated this or not. Where is Greenville? I'm not finding it. It's here. I'm sorry. Just sometimes I'm a bit stupid, I would say. And yeah, let's go here. So still nothing in Greenville for some reason, but I think we have one of the 151 precincts there. So pretty interesting as well. So right now, 9% the vote there. This is, oh yeah, this is still the same thing. And in Georgia, let me just, yeah, now we got more of the early voting. You're still missing 1 county to report the early voting, which will be Newton County, if I'm not mistaken. Newton, exactly. And then we'll wait for the election vote in DeKalb and Erie and Clayton and Rockdale and Gwinnett. Georgia is also fast at counting the votes. We already got 41% of the total expected vote in just under 28 minutes. So pretty fantastic job from them there. And now in South Carolina, we're actually at 9%, which is not so bad considering we're here for 30 minutes. We won't be watching the states during the general election, I can tell you. South Carolina, Georgia will be watching, of course, in the Senate and governor race. But in the Senate, we won't be watching South Carolina because this will be very Republican. So the winner here will be the winner in November, at least if nothing bad happens to the Republican Party. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask there in the comments. I'll be very happy to answer you. Right now, I just got votes. 10% of the vote is in. Greenville still nothing new. York County, I think it's the same thing there. So we got which county? I'm not sure. Pickens. I think it was Pickens. College Town, Suburban County as well. So he's been great there. 14 points. Again, I don't understand how a far right or right wing populist, whatever you want to call it, a candidate is getting a higher share of the vote. I mean, of course, they're both right wing, but Ralph Norman is to the right of Donald Graham, at least if you consider he's from the Freedom Caucus. And pretty interesting, I would say. Fascinating at some point. Now we're at 6 people, so. And yeah, I mean, pretty interesting there. We were finishing the early vote. You can see here, every county is now almost filled in, so the early voting is mostly done. In South Carolina, we're still waiting for Columbia. We're still waiting for this county here, which is Spencerburg County, very important county as well for Norman. All the party in the northern part of the state is all important for Graham. So I'm sorry, for Norman. You really need to do well. Sometimes I'm mixing the names. I'm sorry for that. Now we just got another county. It's slightly different. Nothing special happened there. Also here to decision desk. Nothing special. 90% still for Everton Blair. I would argue Blair will win by more than 10. I mean, even more than 12. I mean, I'm not really sure if that's possible, but that's not impossible. I think it's a good way to start if you are a Blair supporter. Because look at this, the performance is very terrible from Marcy Scott in all of the counties here, in the counties she needs to do well, in the black majority counties. And when it comes to Gwinnett, which is more suburban, more pro Everton Blair, because he was the former chairman of the Gwinnett County School Board, and of course he did well there, getting over 70%. That's great. I mean, you're doing great there. If you're doing great in Gwinnett by more than 70%, you're doing great in the county, in the whole district, because Gwinnett is like a good percentage of the district. Now, I just got more votes, 10% still. And Lee County, I mean, of course, Ralph Norman will do better in the election vote. He'll probably flip Lee on Lancaster, and he'll probably be within 10 in Charleston. That's probably his goal there. And now we're at 7 people and 7 likes. Let's go, guys. Yeah, don't forget subscriber now. Still stuck at the same number. It's pretty sad. And you can really subscribe to me. It doesn't really cost you anything, but it really helps. And yeah, so 10% still, 41% in Georgia, and we'll talk about Oklahoma in just a minute, actually in 20 minutes or something, because the polls will close there in 28 minutes from now. So we have, I can just say very quickly. So we got governor race, senatorial, Democratic side, 2 ballot measures. One of them is from voter ID, so that will be so interesting to watch if it will pass, because it's already it's already law in Oklahoma, as you know. Of course, the Republican state. We also have insurance commissioner, 1 Republican seat, and a labor commissioner, and the superintendent of public instruction there as well. So let's move here to South Carolina. Now it's 13 points the gap. This will close. I can guarantee you that. I cannot guarantee that Ralph Norman will win. I can guarantee that this will be closer until we have the final verdict in the specific election. And now we're at 9 likes. So yeah, actually, you guys, you did great there. Even though we're still stuck at the same number of subscribers, that's pretty sad. But okay, I'll be here all night until we have the final verdict. I can guarantee you that. And I'll always be here. We were here for over 6 hours in the previous Tuesday that we got a lot of enthusiasm in Alaska, not only in Alaska, but also in many other states like Florida. Fishback did terrible, like it was expected, but most people just thought that he would do great, even though that was only social media, and social media is different from reality, and sometimes those things, people mix those things, but that's actually not what was expected. So Georgia is still nothing new, and we're still waiting for the election vote to pop in anytime soon in Georgia, and also we're waiting for the election vote to pop in South Carolina. For some reason, still nothing new there. Now Blair's still over 90. What's happening with the odds here? Again, I'm just laughing a lot because Polymark can strike again here in South Carolina. 93% right now. Graham will probably, I mean, she can win. I'm not saying she won't. I'm just saying this will be more competitive than a 92% chance. And this is now 13 still. We're now at 11%. So the betting sites always panic sell. Yeah, they always do that. Yeah, I mean, it's great to make money if you know what you're doing. If you don't, you actually end up losing a lot, and that's not great. You don't want to lose any money. And actually, yeah, guys, please bet the money that you can afford to lose. It's also very important. I want you guys to be responsible with that. And I saw some guys in the previous election in Colorado that you actually won. Somebody there once $400 because of the information I was giving here. But yeah, guys, please be careful with that. Be careful. Sometimes it ends up going well. Sometimes it ends up going bad because sometimes we have different dynamics. Maybe what happens if Rob Normandy does very terrible in the election vote, and this will end up being a 20-point lead? We don't know, so we have to wait, and that's why it's very important to be careful with all of that. So right now, in South Carolina, still waiting for a lot. In Georgia, still nothing new, even though they say latest results from just now, even though that's not correct. So, pretty funny. And now we just got the more votes, 11% still. And we're getting, I mean, every county will pop in the next few minutes. We're still waiting for the early voting in Greenville for some reason. And yeah, 47 points in hard, largest margin, I think. Look at this. Yeah, it's a bit, okay, look at this. What is the largest margin? Yeah, this is a bit not at the best, but okay. Now we just got more votes now, 11% still, but we got 57 now, finally. It was probably county here in this particular region, or here as well, like it can be Barnwell, only also getting 73% there. And yeah, and people are really I'm just now that, although that was me, don't advertise that though. People will start depending on you. I mean, people can do whatever they want, but don't really say that I was responsible for your loss or for your game, because that is really not me being responsible for anything. And yeah, I mean, it's really your decision. I don't want to be responsible for anything, and I don't want to feel responsible for that. So you can do whatever you want, and I'm really happy if you win, of course. But yeah, please be responsible. And that was a Mark's victory. I mean, yeah, I mean that race was really easy, and also here to, I mean, in the first dumps, and I can also talk about this in Georgia. The first dumps here that we got in Georgia 13th, that I saw that Everton Blair was doing pretty okay, and actually Mark Scott being terrible in Clayton. I think that was the first dump we got. And I mean, this was confirmed when we got Gwinnett. And right now, I mean, Everton Blair will certainly win this. I can project that as well. So that is already a projection. But though the odds here are still 90 and Colsey 91. So I mean, it's still 10 points to go. For some reason, what's happening here in the South Carolina Senate? I just want to laugh a bit. 93%. So pretty interesting. So let me just move here, 11%, still nothing new in Georgia. So yeah, 24 minutes until we have Oklahoma. Pretty fantastic election there. Now you have 6 people again. And I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I'm just here checking something. Yeah, we're still stuck at the same number of subscribers. That's pretty sad, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll ask you again. We have 6 people there. I bet we can get some new subscribers. I mean, I really want to reach 1,000 before the midterms. We'll have videos every day starting from September 16th in the channel. But you can subscribe to my Substack because we'll have a lot of content there. And that is really so important, guys. You don't really have to pay anything, and we'll have a lot of content there for you to watch. This is so competitive. This will be a so competitive election. And in midterms, I have reached 10 likes. That's fantastic. Let me just actually share the live stream with you guys and share the results with you guys on Twitter, because I really respect them as well. So, I mean, let me just do that. Okay, I'm just doing that very quickly. So Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Georgia 13th results. I will just share there. Yeah, because I really want them to also be, yeah. So 9 people now, 11 likes. Let's go, guys. Look at this, 57.2, 42.8. Still missing some counties. I think it's most likely like 10 counties or something like that. Georgia, still nothing new. So, I mean, the night is going very well, actually. But it's still a long night to go. Because we're only at 12% of the voting. We still have all the election vote to report, I think. You know, actually we got 10 precincts, so I was being mistaken here. But yeah, very, very early, only 10 precincts reported. Still more than 2,000 precincts to go. Actually, more than 2.3k precincts to go. So still ways to go. Nothing in Alaska. Yeah, nothing in Alaska. We will also get votes here in Alaska today, even though I won't be waiting here until we have it. If we have the results during the live stream, I'll be here talking about them. But if we actually don't, I won't be here waiting for that, because that's not the purpose of this live stream in particular. Now we just got another county filled in. I think it was Union, but we don't have anything from Greenville yet, even though we do have a precinct there. I think that's a precinct, even though here it says okay, we got the results here. Now Norman's getting 68%. We got all of the votes in not all of the votes, but actually all of the early votes in Greenville. Look at this, 7,000 votes there. So this will pop in a big margin for Norman just anytime soon. And yeah, sorry guys if I'm mixing up the names, but I mean sometimes it's pretty pretty confusing because you have a lot of names, a lot of elections, and you know how things work. And now we're at 755, so fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for the new subscriber. And I really am thankful to you guys. And yeah, I'll just share the link there as well again, the Substack link, because you really have to subscribe to that. It's pretty easy, but I mean, you can do that. It doesn't cost you anything. You just put there your email, and then you have every day at 7 p.m. Eastern, and when you get back from work, you can actually check what happened during the day and everything that you need to know for the midterms, because that will be so important. That will be the main aspect of this channel, the one that you can actually trust, because we'll have a lot of content, and I hope a lot of predictions being correct. Even those for you guys, sometimes the prediction will be great in your favor, sometimes it won't be. So I mean, that happens with everything in life. So sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, and I expect to win very much during my predictions. Now we're at 8 people there. We just got the dump that I mentioned you in Greenville. So I mean, 68-32, what was mostly expected from Greenville County. Nothing too special. The early vote will probably be like 56-42 or 44 or something like that. We really don't know yet, but it will be probably like something like that. So 14 points win for Graham in the early in-person voting, which is probably like 20% of the total vote, and then we'll have to wait for the remnants of the vote to be reported. So that's still a long way to go, actually. Still ways to go, guys. I love elections. You also love elections, or are just interested in knowing actually who's going to win tonight? But yeah, look at this, 54.2 now, just increased slightly. I'm not sure which county we got. Maybe Lancaster County. Suburban county. These probably will flip as well. Lancaster, I mean Lee, Abbeville, Charleston maybe will be closer, like 10 points or something. I already said that before, but look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 counties, I think, still waiting to get votes, to get the early votes. In terms of the precincts, we have 31 of the 2,300 and 2,312 precincts. So pretty interesting stuff there happening. We're still ways to go. What's the ballot measure number for Oklahoma voter ID? I can show you just in a minute. Wait a minute. Look at this. It's the state question 846 to add voter ID requirement to state constitution. So I mean, this will pass. I mean, I don't know why Republicans are actually doing this, because Oklahoma won't have a state senate that will be Democratic, neither a state house, and neither will have a Democratic governor anytime soon. So this is completely useless, because nobody will actually change the voter ID requirement in Oklahoma. They just want to protect even more, but I mean, nobody will change that. So pretty much useless at the end of the day. So let me just, okay, nothing special there. Never mind, I found it. Yeah, 846, that's what I said. And yeah, as you know, what you have to do, subscribe to the channel. We're now only 5 away until 760, and we're only 45 away until 800. So I mean, I think we won't get to 800 tonight, but I mean, if we can do that, that will probably be amazing. We'll also have more videos about Brazil, about Brazil's presidential election, so that's probably interesting as well. That will happen October 4th. October 4th? Yeah, I think I'm being correct about that. We'll have the first round and the second round at the end of October, just before the midterm. So a very packed month there. We'll also have Sweden elections coming in, also Canada by-elections in Ontario, and also Quebec, or how you pronounce it, regional state elections there also happening. It's not useless. It sets a precedent for the future and for other states, but it has no, I mean, I understand the precedent for other states, but it doesn't have any implications in neither short term for Oklahoma, neither long term. So because you won't have anybody there changing that, because you won't have a Republican, you won't have a Democratic governor, you won't have a Democratic state house, you won't have a Democratic state senate. So nothing will happen eventually, regardless of this proposition, of this ballot measure. Nothing will happen there as a non-zero chance. I mean, that's not real. I mean, of course, in the next century, I would argue that that's correct. But in the next, like, 30, 40 years, there's no chance of Oklahoma flipping. No chance. No really chance. So, I mean, but yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait. Look at this. We still have some counties to fill in. Let me just calculate how much or how many here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 counties still to get the early votes. I think they just added, yeah, they added in Greenville. Pretty fantastic. Now we're still stuck at 31. Let's go to Georgia. We just got some votes. The margin actually decreased a bit, but the votes were coming from, I'm not sure where the votes came in. I'm not sure where the votes came in because it's only 1%, and I don't really know. The percentage are pretty much the same. This was a very small batch, but it was from all of the counties because Gwinnett is still stuck at 41. That one I remember. Still 71. I think it was 71 before, 72. It's actually shrunk. I'm not really sure about that. Maybe we can just update this and check. Yeah, we got some election day that is being competitive. That was from Gwinnett. No, that was not from Gwinnett. So which county got the... It was Rockdale. So now we got the election vote in Rockdale. That's fantastic. I mean, the great news for Everton Blair. When I mean fantastic, it's not that I'm supporting him or her. It's really that I'm actually saying this because we got the votes, and it's fantastic. Look at this. Blair is winning the election vote, and he lost the advanced voting, and he actually won the absentee by about 1 vote. So, I mean, this is really what I mean. He will do more competitive in this particular counties during election day than he did in the early vote. Now we just got another part. We got Spencerburg County, I think. Also very interesting for Norman, as it was expected. And now right now we're only missing how many counties? We're still missing 9 or 8 or 9 counties, and this will be closer than I expected, to be honest. I expected 12 points. It will be probably closer to 10 rather than 12. Never say never. I just meant in the next 40 years. I mean, in the next 100, I cannot guarantee you anything. Probably I won't be here to actually know whether Oklahoma went blue or not. But in the next 20 or 30 or even 40, yeah, I mean, that's probably what is... that probably isn't expected, the Democrats to actually win anything in Oklahoma. Apart from House races, they can actually do that because they actually did that in 2018. Now, we just got more votes here. Margin went down. We're still waiting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 counties still waiting to get the votes here. Georgia, nothing new. Oklahoma, 13 minutes till we have Oklahoma. So pretty much, this will be interesting. Mike Mazzei, I'll talk about Oklahoma right now. So Ginger Durham, the one that actually won the first round, but this was so competitive. And then Mike Mazzei, the Trump endorsed candidate. I can open here the page of Oklahoma in the first round because that will be so interesting to talk about. Look at this. Actually, I don't have because I won't pay for the New York Times. I mean, sorry you guys, but I won't pay for it. I mean, I would rather pay for Decision Desk, to be honest, or even Vote Hub. I won't pay for the New York Times. Look at this. This was the result in the first round. I mean, Mike Mazzei did very well, of course, but Ginger Drummond actually won it by a very close margin, less than 2,000 votes, 1.2k, and 0.3 points. So this will be competitive, and every time you can imagine, probably by less than 10. and we'll see whether Mike Mazzei, the Trump endorsed candidate, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, you can tell me in the comments down below, but yeah, I think this will be so competitive, and the Trump endorsed candidate probably will win. We'll see whether that is true or not. Of course, Attorney General here, Durman, we'll see whether he can be competitive. Of course, he will probably be. In the Democratic Senate race here, let's just go to the Senate, let's just open it as well. The margin now is up to 7. Look at this, this was 45, so we expect Thomas to win here in the Democratic side. And yeah, I mean, that's probably it. She got 45, so getting another 5, it's probably easy in that regard. And here in the states, we also have the ballot measures and many state house and state senate races, and the other races that we probably will talk about if those are competitive or not. Right now, the margin just increased slightly. So I refuse to pay for it. Yeah, I mean, I don't really refuse it. Now we have 10 people, by the way, double digits. I just don't really like the New York Times, to be honest. I like the way they cover elections, but I don't really like to pay for media, to be honest, as well. And that's not just the New York Times. No Richmond County numbers in yet. Yeah, that's true as well. And now we're having 11 people, so, I mean, that's fantastic, having double digits. I think we can win some more new subscribers. We're still stuck at the same number, at 755, so let's go, guys. I think we can really get more people here, also watching our coverage. We're having double digits, like, every single live stream, but I think we can even do better than that. And right now, 7 points, we're still missing 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 counties, so still waiting to get some counties here. I think the counties are really... I mean, I'm not sure what I'm talking about right now, but 21% in New York, still staying at the same point. Okay, now we just got some election voting in Hawaii. So these are great news for Norm, because the margin is still 7, and we got some early votes in Hawaii. So it's right now for me midnight 49, 10 minutes until we have polls closing in the state of Oklahoma. And yeah. Let me just check here. Georgia, still nothing new there. Oklahoma, of course, there's nothing there. 19, what's happening here? 92 precincts, so we already got some precincts. I think some of the precincts were from Hawaii. I think we can go there if you want, or if I want, actually, because I'm really the one who's actually here clicking on the things, but we can go to Hawaii. I think we got some votes there. Yeah, some precincts. Look at this, 22 of the 175. And now, that's probably interesting to know who's doing better in the precincts. Right now, I mean, Graham is only winning, like, I'm sorry, Norman, he's only winning like 5 or 6 precincts. And we can go here to the vote types. So in terms of the early voting, the Graham is getting 73.3. In terms of the election day, Graham is getting 72.5. So Norman is doing 2 points better, which is not the best, I would argue. I think he can do better than that. And 7 points, so 19% here. I mean, I said 20%. Way to go, Everton Blair. Yeah, Everton Blair will win that, actually. Already project. Now we have 12 people, so not a record for this live stream. I've used Wayback Machine to read articles to avoid a pop-up, but we can do that for live updates on election day. Yeah, that actually is not a live page because it's already election that passed. But I mean, we do have on our website, so I mean, why you're putting a paywall in a election result? I mean, that's pretty nonsense. I mean, I understand the articles, I understand the opinions, but I mean, you're doing that in an election website. It's pretty BS, I would say. But now look at this. Below 7, 19%, guys. We're still stuck at the same number of subscribers. It's pretty sad. So, yeah, guys, don't forget really to subscribe. I mean, it's pretty easy, guys, and you don't really cost you anything. We're having a lot of views in this live stream, actually. Yeah, 73 views, so we're ways to go. And let me just do something here. So, yeah, not so bad. They usually don't have a paywall for the midterms in general. Yeah, but that was specific for that race, because look at this. We don't have a paywall here. I'm using the New York Times. I mean, their interface, and I mean, it's amazing. Look at this. the New York Times election results team. These guys here, they're amazing. They do a fantastic job. I mean, props to them. They did a fantastic job. It's beautiful the way they covered the results. I would prefer the New York Times rather than than MSNBC, than the proper decision desk, the votes. I mean, I would say this is great in the sense that you can see the remaining, but also New York Times added that. Look at this, how the votes left. The only thing I really like about is the votes in a platform for a decision that said they actually have a polling market in college odds, just as a way to kind of a curiosity. Now it's down to 6 points, so this is going down slightly, and we still have nothing. I mean, now we got more of Spanberg County, so that's why this went down. But now it's at 6 points, so this is mostly, this will be very competitive. I can tell you that. And yeah, guys, don't forget to leave a like in the live stream. That's so important, because I mean, that really shows to YouTube that you're actually enjoying the content. I'm still surprised there is a paywall in primaries. I mean, I'll also be surprised when I actually search for the primary result page, and actually the paywall just appeared. I mean, that was pretty not normal for the New York Times. Maybe that was a mistake. During that result. So not in Oklahoma in 6 minutes. I'm just here checking what people are thinking on Twitter. So, I mean, people are batting heavily in Norman. I mean, I won't do anything. I won't talk about that. I'm just doing the best I can, and you can do whatever you want. So yeah, Greenville 12%, 35 in Spanberg County, York County 21. Union now is 51. That's interesting, I would say. Horry 27. I think it's the same thing as it was before. And look at this, Charleston. This is so important because this is a suburban county. It's Charleston City, and beautiful city, by the way. And look at this, 12 points. It was 19. Now it's 12. So it's going down as it was expected. Now it's down to 6, or 6.2 if you want to be more precise about it. I just want to check something. So still at 22 precincts. Let me just open here. Where's Charleston? That's Charleston County. That's Charleston County. Fantastic. They use the same name as the city. Let me just open this. A lot of websites here open here, but we already got 24 precincts. I can show you here the contest detail. Look at this, the precincts. So in the city of Charleston, we're seeing Norman winning some precincts. Also, it's pretty much not very concentrated, I would say. But now I can go here to the vote types, and we can go here to, let me just compare. So 1013, so Graham got 59 during the early voting, and on election day, Graham did 54. So that's 54, 59, so that's 10 points better. That's pretty much in line with what he needs. So we're still a ways to go there, but pretty much in line. And Greenville 12%, so this is still a bomb. I mean, I'm not literally. Look at this, 12%. So if he can get 2K times 10, which is like 20,000 votes just right here in Greenville alone to Norman, probably even higher than that if you consider that the percentage will be even higher. Right now it's down below 7 again, and Horry still at 27. We're still waiting for Columbia though, and Lexington is at 23. So, and look at it, 68 in Dillon. So this county is already reporting some votes. I mean, you can see that the 59, 18, 50. So these counties here that will be so beneficial for Graham, they're already at huge percentages. Look, 79, 69. So this is not over. Far from that, I would argue. Graham losing in her home region, but surging elsewhere. Pretty astonishing results, I would say. Yeah, guys, we're still stuck at the same number of subscribers. It's pretty sad. I mean, yeah, guys, yeah, you have to do better than that. I think we can do certainly better than that. So we still have a long way to go. But let me just now share here on Twitter for the guys who are watching there, because I really want to be fair to them as well. They supported me a lot as well during Peru's election, because we probably can cover that on the channel, but we didn't. So yeah, we're still stuck at the same number of likes, still stuck at 12. So that's pretty sad. So we just got a new subscriber in our Substack. You can also subscribe to us. It's completely free, and we'll have daily updates during the midterms, also during the 2 months prior to the midterms. I can actually share the link there as well again, because that will be so important. Look at this. You can go there, have the link there, and I will just share it again because it's so important to you guys. You don't really have to do anything, and you have a report every single day in your email account by 7 p.m. Eastern. So nothing to worry about. You just get back from work, and you can actually see what happened during the day. Now 7 points again. So what happened? 7 points. Why? Why 7 points? What happened? So 30% in Naville still. Yes, this still has to flip. Lancaster, for example, Naville, they still have to flip. So right now, in terms of precincts, we have how much? Or actually, how many? I'm sorry, 237. So we're still waiting for 2.1k. Let me just do something here. Yeah, let me just go here again. You guys, if you have any question, you can really ask me. I'll be very happy to answer you there. And right now, the margin just increased a lot to 9 points. Why? 40% in Hori, so nothing unexpected. There's still like 10,000 votes or more just in Hori County alone. And look at this, now it just shrunk again because we got votes in Union or in Spuderburg. I think it was Spuderburg County. There's still votes here as well. This can net out 50% of the remaining votes in Hori, I would argue. %26% to vote in. So in about, now polls will close in Oklahoma in 30 seconds, so ways to go there as well. Now in Georgia's got more votes. We got Newton County also voting for Marcy Scott, as it was expected overwhelmingly. So, but she's being actually better in Newton than was in most of the places here. And Gwinnett is actually going down a bit. Even though this is over, I mean, Everton Blair will win this regardless. And as you can see here, DeKalb is already at almost 100%. Or Rockdale at 69, almost flipping as well. I mean, Rockdale can certainly flip. It's still at 3, so... Let me just go here to Oklahoma. Now polls have closed in the beautiful state of Oklahoma, and we're waiting for results there. Let me just open here the governor race, because there will be the most competitive one, and the one that really matters, because the Senate here in the Democratic side, I mean, we know that Jasmine Thomas will probably win this, and she won't win in the general, even though here, this one, the winner here will be the winner in the general election, because we know, for God's sake, this is Oklahoma. And in the ballot measure, we're still at 0 in everything, of course, because we're still at 0 in the state. Let's go here to Georgia, still stuck at 53%. You can go here if I vote method, and Everton Blair is doing slightly better in the election vote, I think, to be honest, even though it's most likely the same thing. And now it's got more votes, but it's still, I mean, they're taking a bit of time, actually. We're still waiting for 200,000 votes. Columbia, where University of South Carolina is, yeah, a very democratic territory there. They'll go for Darling Graham by a big margin, I would argue, and probably something like that. And yeah, let me just do something here again. Okay, it's officially 8 p.m. Guys, don't forget to share live stream with your friends. Don't forget to do all of that. And now 46 actually went down because what happened? I'm still wondering what happened. I think it was something in the minor counties. It was not Union, neither Spartanburg, neither Greenville, neither York. So not the worst, I would argue, for a Norman. I mean, this counties will actually net for him a bit. Let me just go here to decision desk. They didn't project for Blair yet, and they didn't project for Grams. I mean, that's pretty premature to actually do that projection. I didn't do that yet. I actually did for Blair, but not for Graham. right now, this is just my prediction. I mean, this is not official. This is not something you should guide to make the things you're probably gonna make. But I would give 60-40 for Graham in terms of odds of winning so far. That's pretty much what is in my mind, even though it's no guarantee of that happening. It's just my right now. I still favor Graham in this selection, but it's not as the poly market is showing. I mean, poly market is showing 95% plus, or even 100%. Look at this. 98.60%. I mean, what happened from this? That was a 15 points differential in this particular market, and right now it's 97 points. I mean, nothing changed. So the things are still the same. We didn't get any new things, even despite we got votes, but the votes are not really unexpected across the most part. I mean, Charleston is at 12, might be more competitive as we got more votes. Let's go here now, 41 precincts, so it's pretty much interesting. We just got more precincts in Hari. Actually, we got before, but look at this. So what's happening in terms of percentage? Because that's pretty much what happens here. So in early voting, it's, 73.3, and in terms of the election day, it's 73.1. This is not great. This is not great for Norman in Horry County. He's not doing as great as it was expected, to be honest, because the percentage here is pretty much the same. Look at this, the split, 57-41, here 58-41, so not the best. Still nothing in Greenville. Now we're still stuck at 24 in Charleston. Now I just got more votes. And yeah, guys, if you have any question you may have about this particular election, or any election, to be honest, in general, you can ask me. I'll be very happy to answer. Still have ways to go. So there's no projection in the South Carolina race, and we do have a projection in the Georgia race. That was for Everton Blair, even though this is very competitive. But yeah, now Clayton is almost all the way in. That's why the margin is closing in. We still have ways to go in Gwinnett. Let me just go here to Gwinnett actually to show you something. Look at this. We're still waiting for the election vote in Gwinnett to come in. So this will probably be, look at this. The election vote is going for Blair, but though it's competitive. So Marcy Scott is not like doing so bad. I thought she would do worse, considering the election vote will be better for Blair. But yeah, I mean, not so bad, considering most of us, of course, in Gwinnett, over almost 4,000 there. It's like more votes in Gwinnett than any other place combined. Oklahoma, let's go to Oklahoma. Still nothing new in Oklahoma. Now in South Carolina, 30% of the vote in. So we were having how many precincts? Go here, 237. That's probably not correct. You might need to update this. No, they're still the same, but that's not correct as well. I think we got more votes. Nothing in Richland. That's like 15,000 votes, and we're still waiting for Lexington. So Horry, Richland, and Lexington, those will be the three powers for Graham in this particular race. And that's like, what, 45,000? Yeah, 45,000 votes. Then you have 17,000 Charles. That will be so evenly split, slightly advantage to Graham. And then you have 52,000, which is in Greenville, which is more than the Lexington, Richland, Horry combination combined. And then you still have York and Spartanburg County. So this is not over. Far from it. This is going to be very competitive. It's going to go down to really down to the wire, and you have to go until every single vote, because this will be so competitive there. Guys, I'm not sure what's happening, because we're still stuck at the same number of subscribers, still stuck at the same number of likes. That's pretty not much what I wanted for this live stream, so I mean, pretty sad, I would argue. And right now we can have the results by, yeah, I'm not really sure if that's possible. Let me just go here to, okay, now the margin shrunk because we got votes in Union, or no, I think it was Spartanburg County, but actually it shrunk a lot. I mean, it was like 8, now it's down to 7, because we got some votes in Spartanburg County. It was 40%, now it's 52% in Spartanburg County, and Horry still the same. Lexington, I think it's still the same as well. Exactly, nothing changing there. And they increased the estimating Horry. It was 15,000, now it's 22,000. Not the best for Darlene Graham in that particular county, because she will lose a lot. Now the margin just increased again. What happened? Maybe it was in the smaller counties. We already have some counties all the way in, like McCormick. Also, Graham is winning by 24. And what's happening here in Georgia? Nothing new there. The odds are still 95% for Blair, so pretty much same. 0 41, 52 now in Charleston. So Charleston came in more percentage, and now margin actually increased. Not the best for Norman there. Let's go here to Charleston. Now we're at 54 precincts. I said it she would be favored narrowly, and she's actually winning by not the worst margin, as you can see here. But of course, Norman is doing better on election day. As you can see, to share the votes, it's higher than hers, but he's not doing as great. I mean, not the best, not the worst as well. It's not over yet. It might be in a couple of minutes. Not right now. 51, 23 in New York. I think that's the same thing as we got before. And Horry still at 40, still at the same there, and we're still waiting for 15,000 in Charleston. So we can go here to see how many 430 precincts already done there. Let me just okay. Do we have any questions? We don't have any questions. Now we're at 13 likes. That's not so bad, guys. We're still missing the subscribers. Pretty much that's what matters. I mean, I need the 1,000 subscribers to reach monetization. You can also subscribe to my Substack and go to the link there. That really helps a lot. And now we just got the first votes in Oklahoma. Pretty interesting. Let's go there. Let's go there to the split in Oklahoma. Let's go there. Look at this. And you get a lot of votes because it's like the whole shebang of early voting coming in at the same moment. And in the Democratic side, a lot of ties actually. 1, 2, 3, 4 ties. And right now, Jasmine Thomas winning only with 57%. That's pretty much interesting. And the voter ID already passing with a 12 points commanding lead. So, and the change reimbursements for manufacturing tax exemptions right now, it's going down 30%. So maybe this is over. We'll wait for that until we have more evidence of that's going in that direction or not. Of course, the majority of votes we cast in Oklahoma City and Tulsa. This is only 3%, of course. And nothing there of very importance now. $125,000 are already counted. Let's go to Georgia. Nothing new there. So the odds are mostly over for Graham. Yeah, I'm sorry, for Norman. Even though I want to say it's not over yet. We cannot make a projection. We already did it in Georgia, but not in South Carolina. And right now the margin just shrunk. We got votes in it was in Cherokee, maybe, because it was not in the big counties, in the big ones. I mean, in Greenville, Union, Spartanburg, and also York. Nothing there. Still 40% in Horry. And right now, it's got more counties finishing. And look at this: Bamberg got 41 for Graham. So 35% of the vote in. Oklahoma now just got more votes, 4% of the vote. I mean, 6 points. And right now, the Trump-endorsed candidate here, Mike Mazzei, is actually losing the race so far. And he's losing in Tulsa, losing by 10. In this particular counties here around Woods, Alfalfa County, or how you pronounce it. And he's doing great in this particular region. Look at it, 64 on the border with Texas. Okay, let's move here to Georgia. Nothing new there. Well, there's just some more votes here in South Carolina. 8 points, almost 8 points. And Horry still at 40, so still nothing new there. And now the margin increase in Charleston. This is not the best for Norman. Now I'm actually adjusting the margin to a 65% for Norman chance of actually winning this, and 35 for I'm sorry, 65 for Graham and 35 for Norman. This is not going as well in that particular county, and I mean, pretty much it's not over again, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing as it was before. So you need to be actually focused on that as well. And now it actually went up a lot, because it went up from 40% here to 55, and actually went up. I think it was only there. Also here, 95% in that county. Also Colleton at 51%. And this one is 73-27. It's the same margin, I would argue. Still waiting 17 plus 15 plus 15. That's like what, 40,000? 47,000 actually. There's more votes here in Greenville. The problem is the margin is already 15,000 votes. I'm sorry, 12,000 votes. It's not easy. Not easy. Even though it's not over, but it's not easy. Right now, it's got more votes here. The margin increase for Genter Drummond. We're not very paying a lot of attention to this race because we're having a more competitive one in South Carolina, I would argue. And now it's got 65 in Spanberg County, so that's up a bit. Now the margin went down because of that, and still nothing in New York. So the margin in New York can go to 1.5 times 5, which is like 7,000 votes. This will net you out a lot, actually. This will net you out to 72,000, something like that, and then you only have 6,000 left. That's easy to get. The problem is we're still waiting for votes in Colombia, and that will net a bit, because that will net at least 37, that will net at least 57% for Darling Graham in Colombia. I would argue even larger than that. So here, still nothing new, I think. In Georgia, yeah, still pretty much the same thing. Right now, 54.1. We just got votes in. It was probably in the minor counties. And look at this. Where's happening in Lancaster? Still standing at the same point. That's not pretty. It's not great, I would argue, for Norman. And Abbeville's still standing. Abbeville is still at 30%. So we're still waiting for the flip there. Whether it will happen or not, we don't know. %40% out of the vote in. The margin is 12,000 votes. It's right now the margin. 12,000. Consider the remaining votes. You have higher bubbles, or bigger bubbles actually, in the suburbs here. You have higher bubbles. You can just measure it. Even though you have, like, in Beaufort as well. We're not paying attention to Beaufort, but that can actually net you out a bit. That's a big county. It's like what? It's one of the largest. It is here. It's not one of the largest, like not even top 10. But yeah, the margin just shrunk because we got votes from York, and now the margin shrunk because of that. And that's pretty much what is expected from that. Now it's 67-33. I think it's the same percentage. And yeah, now we're still waiting here for 4,000 votes in York. So we got, I was said 7,000. Now we're still waiting for 4,000 here. And now we got more votes out of, yeah, it was not from the bigger counties. I mean, bigger counties, I mean Greenville, Spanberg, Union, and York. That's when I'm memorizing the percentages. And Horry still at 55. Lexington is still at 35. And now the margin here, it's 11,000 votes. 11,000. It's still close. Thanks for the stream. Thank you so much for that comment. It's so nice. Guys, you just have to do two things. Leave a like in the live stream and subscribe to the channel. That's the only thing you have to do. And the rest, I mean, you don't even have to do anything more, because that's actually more than just enough. Of course, if you can really send me a super chat. But I mean, if you can do that, I mean, the like and the subscription is more than just enough. And I have 14 likes, so that's great. Look at this, the margin just increased. We got more votes in Colombia. Finally, we got Colombia. And now the margin is increased to 13,000. And the margin is 14, so I said 57%. I think I said that before. And it's most what it is right now. I mean, I'm not saying that Norman will win. I'm just saying that this is more competitive than people think. And Charleston at 16 still. Horry still at 55. Maybe we can go here. So 62 in Horry. Let me just see whether we have more votes. It's 14,000 there. No, it's still the same there, 14,000. So, and now 65 in Charleston. And now we have five counties already finished, and still nothing in Greenville. So we're still waiting for Greenville. Now we just got more votes. It was in Spanberg County, and now we got votes here. And now the margin is 12,000 votes. It's 12. Actually, it's more than 12,000. It's 12,200 votes. So pretty much now we just got more votes here in Oklahoma as well. It's 8 points now. Big margin, I would argue. But I would argue as well that Mike Mazzaz will do better in the election votes. So we're still waiting for that to come in. That will take a while. Only 7% of voting in Oklahoma. What's happening in Georgia? Now we just got more votes. The margin actually narrowed more because we got more votes in Clayton. We got more votes in DeKalb. and also in Rockdale Newton. We're just waiting for a lot in Gwinnett. And look at this, it's 4,000 here. That's like 1.2. That's 2.8, 2.6, and that's like 3.2. So there's more votes in Gwinnett than the other 1 to 5 counties combined. So let's move to South Carolina. Nothing new there. Let's go here to the bubbles. Look at this, the bubble. So now the bubble is smaller in Georgetown. The margin is still big there. We're still waiting for Florence to come in. That's probably good for Graham. That's actually good for Graham. But in terms of the margin, you can see here, of course, in the northern part of South Carolina happening. 89. Now we got more votes. It was not from York, not from the other parts. Now the margin is down to 12,000. No, it's still the same. It's still the same margin. It's still the same margin now, even though we got more votes in Horry, and actually we got now 58 in Horry. That's one of the big dumps for Darling Graham. Let me just do some calculations here very quickly, just to show you something. So 15 plus 8, that's 23. Yeah, that's 23, and here that's 15. So it's 38,000 here. There's 52,000. So I mean, this is not over. This will be very competitive. At least so far, I'm continuous saying that because I'm not really seeing anything changing. Now, 94% in Union. Okay, now the margin is down to, it's still the same. It's still 12,000. So 42 in York. This can add out 4,000. It'll net you out to 8. And then you can get more than 8 in Greenville. You can get here like 10 or 15 or even 20,000 for Norman at the end. It's not over. Even though it will be competitive, we're still waiting for votes in Pickens, Anderson. I mean, Anderson is most all the way in, but in Pickens you can get like 2,000 or 1.4 thousand, something like that. Oconee, you can get 1,000. I'm sorry, not 1,000. You can get like 200 votes. In Chester, it's over. In Newbury, you can get like 200 votes. In Lawrence, it's over. In Shorrock, it's over as well. And just waiting for Dorchester to come down 30% there. 58 in Horry, still the same in Richland. Yeah, still the same there, 8,000. So nothing changed. Now we got almost 800 precincts. Let's go to Oklahoma as well. Look at this, 7% to vote there. And now having 11 people there. Thank you so much for all the support, guys. You just have to subscribe. We're still stuck at the same number. I'll just add there the subscription count. I mean, let's go, guys, to 800 subscribers. The goal is, of course, 1,000, but let's go, guys. I will add there. Please, guys, subscribe to the channel. Leave your like down below. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything. It helps me a lot. I'm doing the best I can to give you the best coverage possible, considering the competitiveness of the races. I mean, this is a very competitive race. Look at this. Now the margin increased. We got Gwinnett from 51 to 66%. So now it actually, the Marcy Scott is doing much better than I thought during the election vote drop. But I mean, it will be over anytime soon. Now we're still missing. Yeah, now Rockdale is gone. It finished at 3 points, which it's like the similar margin that we started. Newton is at 64%, so still ways to go there, but I mean, pretty much the same. We're still missing like, yeah, the margin, we're still missing 1.4, 2,000 there, 2.4, and that's 2.8. So there's still more votes in Gwinnett alone than the other 5 counties combined. Now in South Carolina, nothing new, 46% still. Oklahoma, I'm sorry, 7% still. Let's go here to the amendments. So 54-46, because we're getting the early votes, there probably will be the best percentage for the yes. Even though this will go even higher, if this would go with even higher percentage at the end. So this will go down. I mean, the no will win in the state question 844. And in terms of the other races, this is competitive in the labor commissioner. We'll talk about that later if that continues to be competitive. Right now, Horry at 59. We just got more votes there. That's pretty interesting. And that's now 59% of the voting. We're still waiting for 15,000. They're actually increasing the estimate. Not the best for Norman as well. Abbeville still standing at the same point. Greenville at 12, 75 there still, 42 and 94. So nothing new in those 3 counties. But now, 46%. Let's go to Oklahoma. More votes now. I just want to answer your questions. You can ask me whatever you want. I'll be very happy to answer about any specific race. If you want my opinion, if you want my opinion about Georgia Senate, about Texas Senate, you can ask me anything about anything about any race. You don't even need to do you don't even need to worry about that. You can ask me anything that you really want here. Let me just no. Okay, I'm just doing here something for the guys on Twitter. I mean, sometimes, sorry for this, but those guys are also people, so yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, but that's the way it is. I need to cover for everyone, not just for you guys here, even though you are amazing. Look at this. So let's move to South Carolina on the margin, increased slightly. What happened? And what happened? Yeah, it was probably here in Beaufort. No, it was not in Beaufort. Now, okay, Georgetown 74. Okay, now Charleston came in. The margin shrunk, which is great for Norman. And Greenville still 12, 75. Okay, Union is gone. And 42 in, so 75. Yeah, Cherokee is also gone. Now the margin is 13,000. Now the margin is below 7 points. It's 50% of the vote in. 15,000, 8, 15, so still more or less the same. You can see here in terms of the remaining votes, where are there? Where are the remaining votes? You can see here exactly like here. The bubbles were the bigger bubbles, of course, in York and Greenville. There's still votes in Horry to go. Also in Dorchester. What happened in Dorchester last time? That was not a big county anyways, but it will vote by 50-something% for Darling Graham there. In Allendale and Saluda and all of the counties there. So Saluda might go for, you also go for Darling Graham. This will also go for her. So this will be like 200, 500 votes. And now it's got more votes. Spannerburg at 75. 42 there. Charleston at 53 now. Horry still at 59. 58 in Lexington now. So we got more votes here. So this is interesting in that regard. And now, yeah, still the same there, even though the margin now shrunk. Is now 14,000, but we have less votes here. So 10, that's 18 plus 15, that's what? 18 plus 15, that's 33,000, so less votes there. 52 against 33,000. If they're also waiting for Berkeley County, Charleston, and now at 53%. Now the margin is 14,000 votes. Still, this is still very competitive. I mean, people are saying this is over. It's not over. Again, it's not the best for Norman if you are a Norman supporter, but still, it's not over at all. People are dooming too much. I mean, it's pure nonsense. This is nothing too bad happened, even though it's not great if you are a Norman supporter, but nothing too bad happened in this particular live stream here in this particular election. So we're still stuck at the same number for some reason, pretty much not so great, but okay, it's the way it is. Guys, yeah, you can really subscribe to the channel. I mean, we have 10 people there. We can certainly win 5 subscribers there. Now, the margin just closed a lot because we got Greenville County happening. And now we got from 12 to 47. And we got a big dump. Now the margin is down to only 6,000 votes. But that was expected because we got a big dump in Greenville. And now there's less votes there. Of course, outstanding. Look at this. There's less votes. The bubbles are still pretty much the same. I mean, you can argue there's still big bubbles in Greenville because in Greenville you can still net out a lot of votes. Now we got York as well from 40-something to 58. Now the margin is down to 5,000 votes. And you can get 5,000 votes in Greenville. Yes, you can. You can get higher than 10,000 here. The problem is the Democrats, I'm sorry. Graham will also get votes in Horry. We'll also get votes in Lexington. We'll also get votes in Charleston, in Richland, also in Dorchester. Beaufort now at 38. I think it was 30 last time. So this is going to go down to the wire. I can guarantee you that. 59, 58, 45. And I think it's the same thing. I think we got votes in these particular regions, but they're mostly done. I mean, you can see here, look at this. A lot of counties already done. Have this Lawrence still some votes for Norman. Anderson still some votes for Norman as well. Spannerburg, of course, some votes for Norman. Pickens as well. So it's not over. Not over. And look at this. We still have votes for Graham, for example, in Berkeley, in Orangeburg, because there's only its margin is so big and it's only 310 votes. We'll have to wait. Now the margin is 6,000 votes. Wow, 3 points difference. Yeah, I mean, it's really, really competitive right now, as it was supposed to be, but this will be competitive, I mean, until the end. Now we just got more votes. It was in... where the votes came in. Okay, it was from Dorchester. That's why the margin now shrunk a lot. I mean, actually increased a lot, I'm sorry. In terms of votes left, Greenville is the but right now the margin is 7,000 votes, or 6.5 thousand if you want to be more precise, and you can still get those votes out of Greenville alone. So there's not even that to worry about, at least right now, even though you might need to worry about in a couple of minutes, not just right now. We still have to wait. Georgia is still nothing new. Oklahoma, 10% of the voting. They're taking a bit of time, so we're still focused on in South Carolina. Focus on South Carolina right now. So in terms of vote types, let's go here. So yeah, Norman is doing better, but not as better as it was expected. I mean, to be honest, it's mostly over for him, even though it's not over yet, but it's mostly. Here, he's also doing better. He's doing slightly better, but very, very slightly. He's just improving by 2 points or something like that in Hari. What happened here in Greenville? Let's just go here to also to the view contest detail and to see, look at this, almost every precinct is going for him except from the Fort Shoals precinct. Pretty interesting there. And we can go here to vote types, and he's doing slightly, yeah, very slightly. He's doing as great as he did in the early vote there. 58% in New York, I think it's the same thing. It's better at 86, so now the margin is there. Still the same thing as well. Yeah, nothing new. Just waiting for Jasper, Allendale, and Edgefield. They're also good They're all good counties for the Graham. So, and look at this, just got more It's just got more votes now. And Horry still at 59, 58 in Lexington. So nothing new there. 50% in Dorchester. It's the same thing as it was before. In terms of the counties, the votes expected, let's go to Alaska. Nothing new there. You still have votes here, but then yeah, I think now you have more votes in Graham areas than you have in Norman's. Even though this is competitive, I'm not so sure. %, now 63, and now we're having 10 people there. And this is very competitive, but it is not going to be competitive enough, I would say, for Norman's chance of winning here. I don't think that will be enough. Even though it is competitive, it is not as competitive. And now the margin just increased a lot. Why? Because you got Horry, and Horry now is almost all the way in, but it still has 25% left, so. And Charleston is still the same thing. No, he says 60%. I think it's higher than what it was before. We're still expecting how many votes? 18 plus 9, which is 27, and still 31 in Greenville. The problem is, the margin is pretty much the same percentage-wise. Now the margin is 10,000. Can you get 10,000 out of Greenville? Yes, you can. You can get 10,000 out of Greenville. You can get like 12,000 or 11,000 out of Greenville. The problem is there's not just Greenville here. There's more counties still waiting to report. If it was Greenville alone here, I would argue it was over already for Norman, but that is not the case. The margin here, 6 points, 10%. This is taking a bit of time, actually. And what's happening here in the referendum now is 8 points, still more or less the same thing. This is still the same thing. Right now it's 4 points. Guys, don't forget to leave a like in the live stream. I'm still constantly asking, but we basically only won a subscriber today, so it's pretty much not great at all. So I don't know what's really happening here. I mean, I thought we could do much better considering we have double digits people watching. And 4 points right now. Let's go here to, let me just update this. This is not updated at all, but okay. We're still expecting 132,000, and most of them are in Greenville, as you can see here. They're still expecting 32,000 there. I mean, you can really see here what's happening. I mean, the bigger bubbles are in Greenville and York, which are very great for Norman, but then you go for Beaufort and Charleston. These smaller bubbles, they actually add up. They are small, but they add up a lot. Look at this big bubble in Horry County. Without Horry County, I would say Normans would be guaranteed to win, but that's not the case tonight. Now the margin is 10,000 votes, almost 10,000 votes exactly, and Horry still at 75. Beaufort at 38. I think it's the same thing as it was before. And Orangeburg still at 11. Content at 51. Barnwell at 95 plus and plus. So we have already a lot of counties already finished, like more than almost 20, I would say. And look at this. In terms of the counties with the highest population, we can go here. Top 5, top 6 actually. 4 of them are voting for Norman. And actually, Greenville will be the largest at the end of the day, with more than 50,000 votes cast. I would argue close to 60,000 there. Now the margin just increased again because we got votes from Dorchester. Now it was 50%, and now it's 64. So we got votes there. That is normal, the margin to increase right now. The margin is right now 11,000 or 10.5 thousand to be more precise. And now we have 11 people there as well. So, I mean, don't know what's happening in this live stream. Still stuck at the same number of subscribers. That's pretty sad. And you can also subscribe to my Substack, because that'll be so important for the midterms. Already getting 2 people there in this particular live stream, but you can actually subscribe there. It doesn't cost you anything. You just have to put your email, and then you can have daily updates there every single day, starting from September 1st to November 3rd. I'll be having there daily updates every day at 7 p.m. Eastern time. You don't even have to do anything. You just get back to work and get back from work, and you can actually see what's happening there. And the early voting, because we already started in Georgia in terms of the absentee votes. And now 66% of the vote in, 75, 60, 64, 38, so 58, 45. If the votes in Richland, we can argue here, so I'll be like 900 votes. In terms of the votes left, the highest margin. So let me just do some calculations here, very easy. So that's, I'll just do someone from my head. So that's like 220, 220, I'm just doing some calculations here very quickly. So that's 2,000, that's 1.8, so that will be like 1.5. And here will be like, so that's, let me just do some calculations here. So that's 13,000, that will be like 4,000. In Colombia, that will be 1,000. And here will be 2.5, that will be like 2,000. And that will add like 5,000 in the total. So right now the margin for her, considering the remnants of the votes, is like 10,000. 10,000 plus 220. Okay, I'm just messing up numbers here just to confirm if that's possible to flip this. You need to find 26,000 votes. 26,000 votes in Greenville. You can find like 10. And you can find like 4 here. Not even 4, to be honest. You can find 12 here if you are being great for Norman. You can find 1 or 2 here in Spannerburg, that's 15. York can find 1. It's over. It's over. It's over. She's going to win. I mean, I'm not so sure if anybody projected. Yeah, nobody projected, but she's going to win. I mean, according to my calculations, are not over. I mean, it is not 100%, but she's going to win by. But she's going to win with 10 to 15,000. That's my prediction right now. So, I mean, I would say that the margin right now, I'm going to send there in the website. So, Darlene Graham has a 7, I would say right now an 85% chance of winning. Most likely margin 10, 15,000 votes. This is not over, but again, I mean, considering what I'm seeing here, it's mostly over. It will be competitive. 10, 15,000 will end up being like, I'm not so sure about it. Like 10,000 will be like what? Not even 5 points. It will probably be closer than what it is right now, so it'll be like 1.5 points. So yeah, guys, I mean, this is mostly over. I mean, pretty interesting that we're seeing this happening like this. 67% now the vote in, but I mean, it's mostly over for Ralph Norman in South Carolina. Even though it was competitive, it was not as competitive. Look at this. This is now getting down for Jandra Durman, the Attorney General of Oklahoma. But this will be a long night in Oklahoma. It's still 14% of the voting. Let me just check the referendum because that's interesting. 10 points now. This will continue to widen even more. Maybe it will be like 20% plus the lead, the final lead there. Now in South Carolina, margin is increasing again because Horry is at 75, 78 now in Charleston, 43 now in Beaufort. It was 38 last time. Dorchester 64. But yeah, nothing new in these particular counties, but it's mostly over. It is already over according to my calculations, even though there are... Right now, 6 people there. %70 now. It's 4.8 points. It'll be probably closer than this because the majority of us are still in the pro Norman areas. But yeah, it will be probably like within 3-4 points, which is competitive. I mean, this is still competitive, even though it was not as competitive as at least some people wanted, or at least for Norman to win. I saw many people betting on him for this win, but actually he actually lost. I mean, at least that's my apparent winner. I'm not saying it's over. I'm just saying she's the apparent winner in this election, even though it's much closer than she probably would have wanted. Now, finally, they projected Everton Blair to win, so this will be a win for us in the sense that we projected him to win a long time ago, like 1 hour and something ago. So pretty much a done deal for us. The most incompetent candidate is GOP nominee. Color me shocked. I mean, that's my prediction right now for Graham to win. We'll see whether that is correct or not, but I would argue that is correct. So, I mean, according to my calculations, which is not, I mean, 100%, considering I did it very quickly, I'm not using any, I did it from the top of my head, I'm not using any model, which probably would be a better option, but I'm just doing this very quickly in order to find the winner. Now I'm getting 75% in Lexington. Yeah, but this will be competitive. I mean, regardless of the outcome, a Trump endorsee in a Trump state, I mean, sister of the former late senator, Lindsey Graham, only getting 53%. I mean, probably will be like 52% when we finish this. It's pretty much this. I would say it's not a great. It's a disappointment for her. Now the margin just increased more because it got votes from Jasper, but that's all the way in. Hampton as well, just missing Allendale. Look at this, Alville actually flipped, but it was not like a 6 points lead or was mostly needed. It is not like that. So, I mean, guys, if you're done, we have 8 people there. You can not only subscribe, but if you can send me a super chat, it can be like $1 or $5. I mean, that's probably great for me as well. And now, yeah, finally, look at this. Decision Desk is finally projecting Darling Graham to win. We already said that she was the apparent winner a long time ago. I mean, not a long time ago, like 20 minutes ago or something like that. I said 85% chance of winning and most likely margin 10 to 15,000 votes. We'll see whether that is true or not in a couple of minutes from now. Everton won. Yeah, we already project that 1 hour ago or something like that. So pretty happy with my projections tonight. And I said this would be more competitive than the 99% plus margin that they were 99% chance of winning that it was like a couple of 1 hour or so ago. It was not like that, even though she also won, but it was not like that. It was not a guaranteed win because this will be competitive. I mean, I cannot say that a 6 points margin, which probably even closer than that would be like 3-4. It is a 99% chance like 1 hour ago. That's pretty much, that's the same thing as saying almost that Georgia for Trump it was 99% plus like after polls closed, which is pretty much BS, I would argue. But now, oh, look at this, Lexington 75, Dorchester is 78, so the margin is almost getting maxed out for Darling Graham. You can see there's still some pockets of voting Tory in Beaufort, in Charleston, in Berkeley, but also in Richland. But then, yeah, the margin is mostly maxed out. It will be probably between the margin I said, so 10 to 15,000. That's probably the final margin there. Let me just share here for the guys on Twitter. And let me just share there for them there because, I mean, I want to show this to them. So, okay, it's done. You can also subscribe to my Substack. You have there the link. I mean, it's pretty important for you guys because we'll have a lot of updates there. Have now 8 people there watching. You know what you have to do. Leave me a like, subscribe to the channel. But yeah, now finally, Decision Desk is projecting Everton Blair to win the Georgia 13th special election. Again, nothing unexpected there. 73% of the vote here, and 78, 81, 45, 75, and here it is 43. So yeah, I mean this will narrow certainly. The margin will not be 6 points like it is right now. It will be closer than that. Now Oklahoma, look at this, 4 points. So this is also close. We'll be paying attention to this one in just a couple of minutes from now. And what's happening in Alaska? Yeah, nothing new. I won't be here waiting until we have the final verdict in Alaska. I can tell you that as well. 105,000 will be here also next week to cover Massachusetts primary. If I'm not mistaken, that's Massachusetts getting next week. And yeah, we'll be here. And guys, it's such a shame that we only won a subscriber. I mean, still 245 until we reach 1,000. I mean, that's probably really important for me, guys. I mean, we really need to reach 1,000, and I mean, it's pretty sad. I would say, pretty sad not to get the margin or not to get any single, I would say, substantial number of subscribers in this live stream. That's pretty sad, but it's the way it is, and I'll be here. Not only today, I'll be here next week, also covering Canada elections in Quebec and also Ontario, some by-elections or special elections, and also some general elections, the state elections in Quebec. We'll also be covering those as well. Now the margin increased again because it got more votes in... That's interesting. Where we got the votes? I think it was in Berkeley because now it's done. Yeah, it was in Berkeley. And now the margin just increased again because we got votes from... I'm not sure from where. Maybe it was from one of the small counties. So Greenville can net out 12,000. That will net you out the 10 to 15,000 I said. So pretty much in line of what I said. So I mean, I said that along like 20 minutes ago. I miss Sarah Palin so much. It's interesting as well. And I mean, this is interesting as well. The results here we're getting. It's basically a Republican base that it's split between 2 candidates, even though they're going to win this guaranteed in November. I can guarantee you that. Right now, the margin just shrunk even more, 5 points. This is a great performance, considering that she only went from 46 to 47.5, and he's already up from the votes he got in the first round, and the votes are remaining. There's some in Clayton, but the majority are in Gwinnett. And that means that he will increase that percentage probably to 6 points. And only due to a county. It's pretty interesting. Now he's got more votes, 20% of the vote in. The margin shrunk again. In terms of votes left, we're still in the heavy cities. We're getting here from these smaller counties where you have Greer County done. And in terms of the referendum, is now a 12 points lead. And this will continue to increase as more votes are being counted. And in terms of this, no already project to win. I can also project that the yes will win in the state question 846 in Oklahoma. Now let's move to South Carolina. Georgia 13th will be probably like 6 points. I said 10 would be possible, but he did worse in the election day vote than I thought. And right now, as you can see here, of course, Drummond did very well in this Pacific Party in the northern part of the state. Right now, he's doing also great there. He's winning, getting over 60%. But this is all the way in. I mean, 82% in Grant County, for example. Now we'll have 1.5 thousand precincts already reported. I can close this because this is already over. This is also already over. Look at this. It is slightly better in the election day vote, but also turnout was not as low as I expected. And let's just go here to South Carolina, nothing new. Georgia, I can close this one out as well. Let's move to Alaska, still nothing new there. Now let's focus on Oklahoma because it's also an important election that we'll have there as well. So we're still stuck at the same number. We're now at 16 likes. Let's go to 20 likes. I think that's certainly possible. I'm just really sad because of the lack of subscribers in this live stream. That's really my point of sadness, I would argue. But now we just got more votes. In Oklahoma, the margin is close, and here it is also close, even though we already projected Darlene Graham to win the election here in South Carolina. Now it's almost 9 p.m. Eastern. This will still take a bit of time, actually, until we have the final verdict in Oklahoma, because it's so competitive election. But yeah, let me just do something here very quickly. Okay. Let me just drink a bit of water because, yeah, I mean, talking for over 2 hours right now already. Yeah, almost 2 hours. Now we just got more votes in which county? Not York. I don't think it was York. And right now it's 18,000 the margin. So 18,000. I said 10 to 15. So probably I'm sorry. It'll be probably like 10 to 15 as I said. So my math actually will be correct, which is pretty funny. I would argue that. And yeah, I mean, it's nice to be right. But yeah, we did a great job there. Now we have 10 people again, double digits in the live stream. Thank you so much for all the support. Oklahoma now just got more votes. It's now a 3 points lead. This continues to go down. Mike Mazzei doing much better in the election vote. That's a great point. Let's go here to Oklahoma governor. We do have the breakdown. Look at this. Election day, actually, it's even right now. That is, he's doing better. I mean, he lost 6.4 in the election, in the early voting, and the early voting is already done, the absentee as well. So probably he will win the election day vote, and this will be over, even though we still have ways to go because the majority of votes are in Tulsa and also in Oklahoma City. So it's not over. Not over, but there's still ways to go. So nothing new in South Carolina. Still 92,000 votes to be counted here. So there's like how many precincts? 1.5. Turnout only like 10%, but that's only on Republican primary, and you know what was expected. Now 10 points in the voter ID. Maybe we can go here to the voter ID just to really check what's happening. So let's go here to the voter ID. Oklahoma. We can go to the question. Which one is? It's the state question 846. Look at this. So right now, I mean, Tulsa is voting against. That won't be true at the end of the night. Also, Payne and Oklahoma County. Oklahoma might vote against by a smaller margin, but Cleveland won't vote like this. At least I don't expect it. We still have ways to go. The margin will go for the yes, and the yes probably will get over 60% at the end. This is like Democrats and Republicans, but there will be like slightly more Republicans and Democrats than what is expected in general, because there's some Democrats that actually like voter ID laws, and that's why it should be like that. So 81, 78 in Charleston, 43 in Beaufort, 47 in Greenville, 58 in New York, so still ways to go there. In terms of the votes remaining, there's only like those counties. I mean, pretty funny. You still have 12% in Newberry, and there's still votes there. I mean, Normandy is winning by a very small margin, but they probably would turn out some votes. Now the margin is just got some votes now, 76%. Let's go to Oklahoma now. The margin continues to shrink. And yeah, Mike Mazzei is probably going to win. Yeah, I won't be saying this as a projection. It's not a projection, but considering the remnants of the vote, that it's election day and he's doing better there. Let me just update this. He's already winning in the election vote. I mean, when he flips this, I'll probably project this because this is almost over. But the referendum right now, 55-22, pretty interesting. Okay, now just got more votes. The margin actually increased because he got votes in Charleston. Charleston is all the way in, 12 points. So not the worst performance in Charleston. And yeah, 56-44, 53-47. Yeah, Mike Mazzei is probably going to win. To be honest, guys. For me, it's pretty much called for Graham. Yeah, it's pretty much. We already projected the race, so I mean, this is already over for us. And yeah, this is already over. I mean, the New York Times didn't project it, or actually the Associated Press didn't project it, but we already. I mean, there were many Republicans saying that they were expecting Darwin Graham to lose the South Carolina runoff tonight, but I mean, she was almost there, actually, but it won't be enough for her to lose. It will be close. Now, the margins continue to go down. Now it's only 2.5, and it's 51.2 now. What's happening here? 56-44. So the margin is still the same. And look at this. In terms of votes left, there's still a lot of votes left here. Oklahoma City, Tulsa, they will define this election. And in terms of the voting split, let's go here again. Still the 0.2 difference. Now, Drummond is still ahead in the polls, but Mike Mazzei was ahead, and actually they're dancing a bit there. And here, look at this. Now it's 16 points. So, 11 points. It continues to go up as more of Spring County. You can check here just what's happening, for example, in Oklahoma City. Maybe we can go there. In terms of votes reported, where is Oklahoma? Is here, Oklahoma City. Election vote is coming in evenly split. So this is a 10-point shift. In terms of Tulsa, is coming in a 20-point shift. In terms of Cleveland, is a 6-point shift. So it's always shift for Mike Mazzei. And then if you go here to, for example, Woodward, almost finishing in a split. I mean, he's doing much better in the election day vote, as you can see here. So pretty much in line of what I was expecting. I mean, Mike Mazzei doing much better in the election vote. Let's go here to South Carolina now, 6.4. Even though you won, done, or everything done in Charleston. The problem, actually now they shrunk the estimate. The problem was not Charleston for Norman. I think the problem was really the performance in, for example, Horry. I thought he would do better. I mean, 70% probably. He only got, she got 73, so not the best. Also, the performance in Lexington and also in Berkeley and Dorchester. I mean, I thought he would do better there, and actually he didn't, so that's why he's going to lose. Not by a very substantial margin, but it will be enough to lose that race. So, guys, yeah, I will continue asking. We have 8 people there. I mean, please subscribe, guys. I mean, it really helps me. I really need to get to 1,000 subscribers. Otherwise, I mean, I'm not really getting anything to be here. Of course, I love to do this, but I mean, you can really, really support me, and that really, really helps. And you don't know how much, but it does. It does really. And that's just why I'm asking, because it's very easy for you guys. If you want live coverages, if you want more videos, if you want more live streams, if you want more countries being covered, if you want also Brazil to be covered in the channel, because I will do election coverage here. I really want your support. Now 90% Horror, that's why the margin increased again. And now it's mostly just about Greenville and York, because everything is done. Look at this. We will have like 8 plus 6 plus 4, that's 18,000. And that's 27,000. And 27,000 in Graham areas. And then 31 plus 8, which is, of course, 39 in Norman areas. $10,000 to $15,000. I mean, I continue to believe that, to be honest. The majority will be like, because there's still like 10,000 here, the margin will narrow to 11,000, and they're still going up because of the remnants of the votes in all of the parts. Now the margin just closed a bit more. Now it actually is closing in more. Now it's at 1.8, the margin here. Oklahoma County is still at 12, 13% in Tulsa. Now we're getting votes from this particular area. And yeah, I mean, pretty interesting what's happening. You're still waiting for votes, for example, here. Yeah, it's very competitive. And I'm not sure. Yeah, 6,000 votes here, actually. Yeah, it's very competitive. Look at this. Cleveland County is almost going to flip. And now the question here just going up again. And it's only like 4 counties voting against, and probably won't happen like that. Look at this. This is almost flipping Roger Mills, for example, Cleveland as well. In the suburbs around it, there's still ways to go. In terms of the vote split, it was 0.2 now. It's now 0.8. The election vote continues to widen even more. What's happening in Oklahoma? Maybe we can check and divine something. It's still the same thing. What's happening in Tulsa? Now, finally, Mazzei is winning in Tulsa, so the split is continuing to go up, I think. It continues to go up. Now, Mazzei is leading, so pretty interesting in the odds. I mean, we were very close, almost close to project that, to be honest. I'm just waiting for him to flip the race, and maybe then we can project the race as well. 86% now. It's got the dump in Greenville. This is now down to 12 plus 3, which is 15,000. So, and this will go basically at the margin I said. We're still waiting for Beaufort and Richland, Florence. Also, Florence, I forgot about Florence completely, but I mean, this will probably be the margin I said, 3 to 4 points, or some maybe 5, and the 10 to 15,000 margin. So pretty much in line. Guys, yeah, don't forget to subscribe. I'll say it again. I mean, I'm sorry for repeating myself a lot, but I mean, this really helps me. I mean, it really does. And yeah, I can just share again the Substack because it's so important for you guys to subscribe as well to that particular thing. We already got 3 new subscribers there because you'll have everything there for free for the election. And turnout is also up here in this particular election. It was like 330,000 expected. We'll get more than that. We'll get like almost 400,000. So turnout also up. Almost flipping right now. 34%, almost flipping. If you compare, and now we're almost calling the race for Mike Mazzei, Trump endorsed candidate. So a win in Oklahoma, a win in South Carolina as well. Also predict now for Jasmine Thomas. I mean, I said it. She was the favorite to win. I almost got 50% plus 1 in the particular in the first round. So almost done. Now 12 points race here in the state ID in the voter ID requirement. Maybe we can update this because this, I think the margin is now higher. Is now 1.4 in the election vote. In terms of remaining, you can see there's still a long way to go in this particular area. Like these counties. They're actually not as big as Tulsa in Oklahoma, but they also have votes. So Cleveland now, I mean Cleveland. I'm not sure if Cleveland County is one of the largest right now. Look at this. The shift is not the largest, but it's 7 points. So Oklahoma now just got more votes. Actually, we didn't. I'm sorry, Tulsa. We got more votes now. The shift is bigger. It was 722, and now it's actually the same. I'm sorry for that. And let's go here to South Carolina. The margin is still the same. Horry now 90, Charleston 94, Beaufort at 43. So we only have like we only have like these counties waiting to report. The rest of the other counties are still at 95, are already at 95% plus. So yeah, mostly on there. And now we're having 6 people there. You can ask me whatever you want. I'll be very happy to answer you about anything. I'll be really happy to do that. I'm just here, okay, doing something very quickly. Yeah. Okay, let me just, do this, okay. I'm just here confirming something for the guys on Twitter. And now he's got more votes, and Mazzei is still the favorite. He's still the favorite to win this. Mike Mazzei has continued to be the favorite. I'll now share to the guys on Twitter my prediction. I just want to be fair to them as well. So yeah, I already did that. So I want to be fair, as I said before. Okay, now 36% here. Yeah, this is almost over. Oklahoma now question. Now we got votes from, I think it was from, let me just go here. So it was from Tulsa. I think it was from Tulsa. No, it was not from. It was from Tulsa. It was still 722, now 720. But this is going well. I mean, Mazzei continues to lead there. And now in Oklahoma, the margin, I think it's the same, 590. No, it actually was 573 now. It's actually better for Mazzei in the new drop we got in Oklahoma. And look at the bubbles. Larger bubbles in Oklahoma and Tulsa. But But yeah, I mean, mostly now. Finally, Associated Press project Darling Graham wins Republican primary runoff. I mean, we already projected this a long time ago. I said the final margin between 10 and 15,000 votes. I'm still confident on that, to be honest. Even though I increased 95% plus for Greenville, so I was more confident before. I think it can reach 20,000, but I'll be inside the margin of error by. I mean, even though the math was very quick to do and was not probably not the most accurate, even though it'll be like not the worst outcome, to be honest. And we saw a poll today showing a even race here, and it is a competitive race still. It is mostly even. It's inside the margin of error, so nothing special. The margin now a point. Now it's a point, and still waiting for Oklahoma County. Now 8 points. It was how much? Sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, and the margin was 12. Now it's 8, and the Tulsa is almost flipping. So Tulsa is almost flipping right now. So pretty nice, pretty interesting results there. And you can tell me your opinion. What do you think about these results? I'm very much looking forward to this results. To your opinion as well. And let's just go here to the referendum, and now the referendum is still more or less the same thing. And now here, yeah, 34. Let me just update this. Now actually 40%. I mean, they shrunk something. Now it's almost 2 points now, the leading election day. So it's almost over. Mike Mazzei is still at 55, but look at this. Now the margin increased because of the Gwinnett and yeah, and all of that. But pretty much the same thing. Let's go here to Oklahoma now, 40%. Okay, I'm just doing something here. Wait a minute. Now look at this. This is now 0.4 points, 0.4 points, so it's pretty much even. And now we're very close to make a projection. We're very close to make a projection now. Oklahoma at 8 still, 2 points in Tulsa. There's still votes here to be counted. I mean, this is not as small as it seems. I mean, even though this is small, these parts here are small. You can see here the bubbles. These are not small bubbles at all. Even though Oklahoma City and Cleveland is almost flipping. It will flip in the next dump. I can guarantee you that. Also, Creek County and Wagner. Most of the counties here are actually flipping. You can compare the first drop we got in Oklahoma, the early votes, and then what we're getting right now. This will go down. And I mean, the Trump endorsee will win again. Now we're having here still 5 counties. It was 4 previously. Now it's 5. But I mean, this will go down. I mean, Mays we'll see. But Tulsa will go down. And Cleveland will maybe go down as well. And now the breakdown. Look at this. It's still more or less the same thing, to be honest. What's happening in South Carolina now? The margin just increased again. It's now 17,000, but Tory's at 90. Yeah, we're still waiting to votes from York, and that can actually net you out a bit. That can actually net you out 3.5. That will maybe be in the high end, the 15,000 votes threshold, as I said. Look at this. In Oklahoma here, in the Democratic primary, 17 points. It's 12 points here still, but this will increase to 20 maybe. And yeah, I'll be making a projection anytime soon about the race here in Oklahoma. We got another like now, 17. Thank you so much, guys. But you can actually I'm just doing here the projection. I'm writing the projection on the chat so you can confirm that I did it a long time ago. Defeating who is defeating who? Okay, I have here the projection already done. So yeah, pretty much now the lead is only 0.10, and we can now project the race. So we can now project that Mike Mazzei, the Republican, will win the Republican governor primary runoff, defeating Genter Drummond in this race. A very competitive race. It is over. Mazzei will win. We already projected the win. I mean, it's pretty much a done deal now. 7 points. 6 points in Oklahoma. So in Oklahoma it was like 8. Now it's 6. So it's continuing to go down. This will flip. I mean, I can guarantee you that Oklahoma will flip. Tulsa will flip. I mean, many counties here will actually flip. Like, for example, this will not flip because it's already over. But maybe like Wagner and not Mays, to be honest. Craig as well. But Rogers maybe will flip as well. So there's a lot of counties there to flip. Now this is over 12 points. So finally, this is continuing to go down, continue to go up even more. And you can see here in terms of the split now, it's over 2 points. So Mazzei is going to win. I already did the projection. So congrats to Graham. I mean, it's okay. I'll not comment that. I'll not comment that directly because I don't want to be biased, so I'll not share my opinion. That's really the point of this channel. That's why you really must subscribe. I'm doing the most unbiased work possible. That's really my work and my perspective in this channel, to be fair to everyone. And I'm being fair to everyone. That's really I was fair to Norman, but basically when he actually was when it was over for him, I actually said it is over, and it actually was. And now Associated Press, Decision Desk HQ are now saying that it's also over for them. Now Mike Mazzei flips the race. Now 0.2 points margin. It is over. There's nothing you need to worry about. It is over. Mike Mazzei already won. We already projected this one. You can see there. Ford still voted for Mazzei. I mean, I don't know where that is, where the county is. You need to tell me in which part of the county is, because I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know many states by heart, but Oklahoma is not one of them because we don't often talk about Oklahoma. I mean, I'm sorry for that, but it's not the most famous state, I would argue. Cleveland is almost flipping. Look at this, 0.2. Tulsa is now is also 2 points as well. Let's go here to the ballot measure, still 12 points. So what's happening? Yeah, it continues to increase. Maybe not. But yeah, this will flip even more. Look at this, now it's 2.2 points. Mazzei is already leading. Now Horry County is done, 17,000 votes, and there are still votes in New York, so this will be 15,000. Just the margin I said. Pretty amazing, to be honest. I'm really happy for myself, even though you'd probably be like slightly more than 15,000. But I mean, I'll be inside the margin of error because there's still like 2,000 votes in Beaufort, and the margin will probably be like 17,000, closer to that. But I mean, I did great. I mean, considering the time I took to do the math, I mean, it was pretty amazing. I mean, congrats to myself. No, I'm just kidding, guys. But yeah, it was not so bad. Look at this. Now it's 5 points. It just increased because we got votes in where in Florence. I'm not sure where we got the votes. Maybe it was in Florence. Maybe it was in not so sure where. And like look here in Oklahoma, nothing new there. And as soon as we get the projection done in the Associated Press in Oklahoma, or maybe the final results here, if this is continuing to go like that, because it's going very quickly, maybe we can wait for the final result. And looks like we won't be waiting for Alaska, because Alaska maybe will be like by midnight. I won't be here until midnight. I can guarantee you that. That's like 2 hours and 50 minutes. Now, Drummond flips again because we got votes in, I'm not sure where, to be honest. Maybe in one of his pro areas like Osage, and maybe here in the northern part of the state. But this is already over. Already projected for Mazzei. Mazzei is getting now a 63% chance. Yes, 63% chance. So pretty much it could go probably market strikes again, but actually it won't. What's happening in the GA-13? So still ways to go there. We're still waiting for votes in Clayton, Gwinnett, and Erie. And for the first time, no, actually Gwinnett has, no, for the first time Gwinnett does not have the highest number of votes outstanding if you consider the remnants of the votes as well. Now the margin just closed because we got votes from York, and he's closing in now at 17,000. We're still waiting for Beaufort and also Florence to come in as well. But it's almost over. I can now close this here. Where is that? I can close this here, and I can open today's races. Maybe it's the okay. Can go here. Too close to call right now. Still, they're saying still too close to call. I mean, I already said that it's over for Mazet. I'm sorry, over for Drummond because Mazet already won. The Trump endorsed now. Let's go here to the referendum. It actually went up again, as it was expected. I just want to check something here very quickly. So, Cleveland, 87 points. Oklahoma, more than 10 points. Drummond is winning, but just barely the election day. It probably won't flip Oklahoma, but it'll be very competitive right now. It's 6.6 right now. So, Tulsa is now going by it's slightly better for Drummond, but still, I mean, it's over. And here, Canadian county. And this is a shift of 4, not the worst, but still a shift of 4 is more than enough to, because there's more election day vote than the early vote. Early vote was like 10% of the total vote, so you don't even need to run it up by 2. I think it's enough. 3 points maybe is enough to flip the early voting, because there's more early votes than absentees. Look at this. I'm sorry, more election day votes than early votes. I'm just messing up stuff. Now I just flipped again. Look at this. Now the margin is 0.2, so 6 points here still. And now Tulsa almost flipping now. Tulsa almost flipping. We'll flip in the next dump, maybe. And I like how Oklahoma does it. It reports the early votes, and then we got and now we get the election votes in the small batches, but it's great. I mean every state could be like this, for example. I mean, no offense to the other states, but I think it's just a better way to do it. Guys, yeah, don't forget to subscribe. I'll say it again because it's, I mean, sorry for all of that, but I mean, sorry for insisting, to be honest. Sometimes I feel bad for the guys that are already subscribed and they're already doing the utmost there. I really feel sad, but I mean, it's the way it is. We have 8 people, and I think it's certainly possible to get more subscribers. We only got 1, so I'm here now projecting on Twitter, so yeah. Let me just drink more water. Let's go here to still the same, nothing special. On the margin, still 17 points, so Jasmine Thomas will probably get over 60, considering the Oklahoma County in Tulsa. She's over 60 there. And now here, look at this, 56, still the same thing, but now only 4 counties, so yeah, Cleveland won't flip, but Tulsa will flip, and yeah, I mean, not the best, not the worst performance by the no. Not the worst performance ever by the no, to be honest. Look now, the margin just increased now. It's almost, it's now 0.4 again. And yeah, 54% here. So let's just go. Okay, nothing special there. We're still waiting for almost 200,000 votes, so pretty interesting as well. Alaska, now we just got more votes in the Georgia 13. If it was the votes from Bladen, that was expected to narrow the margin, but the margin will be 6 points because the votes in Gwinnett will expand the margin slightly. Pretty interesting. I can guarantee. Okay, 800 will be like 800. So, yeah, those 800 will be like 564. Yeah, 560 plus 800 and yeah, probably something like this. So 18,030. So yeah, he probably will get 53% almost. So yeah, pretty interesting as well. In Oklahoma here, still 5644. This is not a bad performance by the no. I'm sorry, not a bad performance at all. I thought this would be much worse, considering we don't have any Democratic competitive primary because the governor in the Republican side is competitive, but the Senate in the Democratic side is not as competitive. But this was not a bad performance at all. I mean, the no is doing much better than I thought. I thought it would be 60-40. Now I'm not even saying that's possible. It probably won't be possible. And now one county just flipped here. This was red and now it's yellow. or this tone of yellow. And now Tulsa almost flipping. Now it was 50.6, now it's 50.4. So it continues to narrow even more, even though it takes a bit to flip, to be honest. And Oklahoma now is still at 4. I think it was at 6 before, so now it's at 4, so that's better. And yeah, that's certainly better. Yeah, but let's just go here again, check something. So in terms of the split, now I'm at 86, so this is over. I mean, even boy market is admitting right now this is over. 2 points still in election day, but he doesn't need to do it more than that. Look at this. The election day right now is already close to 200,000. The early vote was not even 30,000. So you can, I mean, if you consider the absentee as well, it's like 40,000, not even 40,000. So you can really divine from this what's really happening. And this is 200,000. It's like, let me just do calculations. They're like 5x, more, almost 5x in terms of the election day vote when you compare it to the early votes. And he's doing 2 points here, and he won by 6. So yeah, that's 3x. But that's more. He doesn't need to do more than this. And this will continue to expand. The percentage of election day vote will continue to expand as more votes are being counted. So pretty much a done deal there. I'm not so sure why they say still too close to call. So too close to call means it'll be within 5 or something like that. And it'll probably be within 5. But yeah, it's over. It is over, guys. Let me just close this because yeah, they're still missing 200 precincts, 7 counties to finish reporting. The Oklahoma question now, yes, got projected. I mean, no one expected otherwise. I'm not sure why they took a lot of time to project this. We already said that the yes would win. The question would be by how much, but it will be probably by like 18 points or something like that, which is not the best performance ever. I need to be honest with you guys. Now it's got more votes. Look at this, and it increased now by 0.2 the margin. And Tulsa is still the same, even though it closed more. It was 50.4, now it's 50.2. And we just got 1% of the voting. It's now narrowing even more. Oklahoma County, which is Oklahoma City, almost narrowing. And in terms of the suburbs around it, I mean, we got a lot of counties already flipped. For example, this is almost flipping. Actually not, 20 points, I'm sorry. But for example, this won't flip. This may flip Grady County, yeah. And we're seeing here many counties, especially in the western part of the state, going by a huge number of votes for Mike Mazzei, going over 60, close to 70% in some of them. Let's go here to 2016. I'm very curious to actually. Let's go here to 2016 just to compare what happened in Oklahoma. I'm very curious to watch something because he is a Trump endorsed. So where is Oklahoma? I want to check something. So Trump won. Ted Cruz won there. Yeah, Trump did better in these counties. So of course Marco Rubio won the cities, but Trump did better in these counties. So that's a coincidence that right now Mike Mazzei is doing also great in these counties here, and he was also competitive in this, especially for the floor. I mean, it may not be coincidence. This might be actually true. I mean, he's doing better in these counties. And also, yeah, not here, but here's doing very great. I mean, just a kind of a curiosity, but still, very interesting results there. And yeah, nothing special there. We have still stuck at 5 people. And yeah. Guys, yeah, you know what you have to do. You just need to subscribe. We have 5 people there. So yeah. Now we can go here. We got some votes. Yeah, we got, but actually this didn't update. Now it does. Okay. Tulsa now increased slightly for Drummond. Very interesting. And Oklahoma is still at 4. Yeah, but this is... Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close, though. 63% here in the Democratic side. Referendum continues to be more or less the same. We still have some ways to go in the State House and State Senate races. And for example, Wood will certainly win this. We have an incumbent losing. 2 incumbents losing, actually. And here we will have this competitive race in the 18th in the State House. So everything is projected here as well. In the other races, Insurance Commissioner, Labor Commissioner, and Superintendent of Public Instruction is also projected there. South Carolina's got more votes, 94% now. And Horry's done. And Florence, 77. Beaufort, 43. So yeah, the margin will be closer to it will be close to what I said. So I'm pretty happy with that. And now we got 65. The margin is now 0.60. But this is not increasing at a, now the margin is 2.2, R plus, not R, but Mazay plus 2.2 in the election day. So pretty much done deal there as well. Tulsa is still waiting to flip. Oklahoma, the city is still waiting to flip as well. So pretty interesting. Garfield will also flip right now. Look at this. Even though the shift is not very high. I mean, you can certainly flip though. Cleveland already flipped as well. Where is Cleveland? I don't know where is Cleveland. But that already flipped. I mean, most of the counties, we have a lot of counties already finished. Now you have 65%, continues to more or less to stay the same. I heard Blair won the 13th district. That is true. We already projected that a long time ago. Look at this, the result. 53-47 will probably be like close to 6 points. Even right now it's 5.4. It'll probably be close to 6 when we get the votes from Gwinnett County. There's still 11% of the vote outstanding. They will vote overwhelmingly for Blair. Just got more votes in South Carolina. It was from, I'm not sure where, maybe from the smaller counties. Oklahoma governor race, nothing new. Oklahoma question now. I mean, they're doing so great. I mean, the no, this is like the Democrats. The Democrats are getting 44%. I mean, that's pretty great. I mean, for Oklahoma, of course. If it was for any other state, the seat pickup, no, it's not a pickup. It's a Democratic seat, so of course he won. I mean, I can show you exactly what happened in 2024. This was not competitive at all. I mean, this is one of the least competitive districts in the whole country. So this was expected to go competitive. This was expected to go Democratic. Let's go there. Okay, where is that? Is the 13th? Look at this. D plus 44. So this is not competitive at all. Has a portion like DeKalb County portion that voted 95-5. So you can see here really what I mean. So this is not competitive at all. And in Georgia, yeah, I already mentioned that. So yeah, guys, still stuck at the same point, still the same number. Pretty much not so great. I mean, I thought we could do better. Pretty sad, to be honest. Yeah, pretty sad, to be honest, with that. Yeah, not a lot of enthusiasm. I thought we could have more, but also Steve Cornell. Okay, look at this, the margin. Actually, it was closer to 8 points. So, yeah, 8 points. 8 points. I said almost 10, so it is not as... Almost 10 points, so pretty bad performance from Morrissey Scott. Doing worse than in the first round, I think. Or very similar performance. I mean, Clayton, she was like defeated by lopsided margin. You can see here the bubble. The bubble is like very much larger than the other particular counties. I will close this one because this is already over. We're just waiting for the provisionals, but that won't be tonight. So it's over. Okay, now we'll move to Oklahoma. Now the margin is now increased by 0.12. So again, okay, let's just move here to 0.4. Okay, let's go to the referendum again. I just want to check the margin. It increased slightly, but nothing special. Did Tulsa flipped? No, Tulsa actually increased the margin for Drummond. That's interesting. Now the margin is like 2,000 votes, so yeah, I mean... And where's the votes left? Where are the votes left, actually? Let's go here. Now the yaws are 89, so this is over. I mean, we already project this one. And look at this. In Oklahoma and in Tulsa, the bubbles are the remaining votes, not if the margin stays the same, because as you can see here, the margins are very close. Even if he stays with the same percentage, which he won't actually, the margin will be very small. Like he can pick up 1,000 votes or even smaller than that. Majority of votes are here, and the margins are much larger, like 27 points, 22 points, 36 here is very small. And here in Washington now just got more votes. The margin actually it was down a bit. Tulsa, yeah, Tulsa 38. This is still not so bad. I mean, considering everything that's happening here, he's constantly staying still in Tulsa in Oklahoma. So this will be competitive. I said within 2. Right now, it is still 69% of voting. I think it will be. I said within 2. It may be within 2. So. And right, my bad. Yeah. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll say it again. And, I mean, I'll be very happy to answer to any of your questions. I'll be very, very happy. And now the margin is still more or less the same, 69%. Let's go to South Carolina just to see. We got more votes. The margin actually increased because we got votes from Beaufort. Now 72 in Beaufort. So we got votes there. Still waiting in Columbia for 1,000 votes, and still waiting for the remnants of the 50% left almost in York County. So the margin will narrow from here. Now it's 19,000. It'll probably be like what I said, 15,000, probably less than that. Just got more votes now. 72% of the vote in. Pretty much done. Look at this. This is already over in the Panhandle in Oklahoma. And yeah, the small counties will add up. The margin will increase slightly, but will not be a big win like or any standard. This will be so competitive. But Mazay will win. Mazay will probably win. Let's go here to the Cleveland. Now, Cleveland is winning by 0.8. He was winning by 0.7. Oklahoma right now is 3.9. 12 points. It was 14. Now it's 12. The shift in Oklahoma. Oh, where is Tulsa? Tulsa. Give me Tulsa. Now it's 0.6. It was 0.3 not a long time ago. This was 7.22. Now it's 6.38. So again, not the best performance overall, but still, I think it will be enough to win. Now 71%. It actually shrunk a bit. But yeah, now Cleveland is done. Where is Cleveland? I don't know where is Cleveland. Everybody, I was talking about Cleveland all the night, but I don't know where is Cleveland. Maybe it's like a suburban area because it's so big. Right here in the south. I don't know where is Cleveland. It's here, okay, suburban county. Yeah, it makes sense. It is a suburban county. He voted for Mazay, but he didn't start the night voting for Mazay, which is pretty interesting as well. And yeah, guys, you don't forget the goal there. We're still on track to reach 800 subscribers by the end of the month, even though that will be very hard. I thought that would be possible, but that won't be. Pretty bad news there. The margin now is coming down, so 44 still for the no. And now 111,000 still left. Now the margin is 18 points in the Democratic side. Probably will be like 22, 23 at the end. Now they projected the yes to win the voter ID requirement. And now we're still waiting for more. So we're still waiting for this Republican to finish counting. Now 40% still. This incumbent continues to lose right now. Still losing. 54-46. Now I just got another projection. And did we get... No, we didn't get any new votes. Now we're having 19 likes, guys. Thank you so much. You are liking the live stream, guys. Please subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 20 likes. We need to win at least 2 or 3 or 4 subscribers. We're only at 1 in this live stream. Pretty sad, I would argue. And yeah, Oklahoma now. We just got more counties. We got I'm not going to say that name. Okfuskee County. I'm not so sure about that. It actually finished now. Mazay won by 3. Now the margin is actually increased slightly now, 71% still. This will come down to Tulsa and also Oklahoma County, but that will probably go for Republicans. I'll be here waiting until we have this 100% because this is so competitive. I mean, even though we're ready to predict Mike Mazay to win, I mean, people are still doubting that. I mean, he won't be. He will go to Mazay. Even though, yeah, some people might not feel it yet because they're supporters of Drummond. I'm not supporter of anybody, so that's why I already made the projection. Completely heartless here. And yeah, 109,000 still left. And yeah, let me just move here to Oklahoma again. Still nothing new in the question now. Yeah, I mean, which is pretty interesting that Tulsa will probably stay like it is right now. Tulsa probably said the no. The no will probably win Tulsa, which is pretty surprising. And yeah, 0.70 the margin right now. Pretty close actually, but yeah. Now we have 20 likes, and now we got a subscriber. So thank you so much for that. It is so nice to get a new subscriber. That's so amazing. So you just made my day better. So thank you so much for that. I mean, it doesn't really. It's just, it may seem a small action, but I'm really on track to get 1,000, and I really need 1,000. We have 220 plus videos in the channel. 100. We have more than 180 hours of live stream. Maybe we will reach 200 hours by the end of this month. So this is really so important, guys. You don't really know how big it is for me, but it is really needed. We really, really, really need that. I mean, 200 hours of live stream, that's pretty something. I mean, we covered UK, we covered not only UK, but also covered US, we covered Peru, Colombia. We're all here in the channel, and that's pretty fantastic. Now, we just got more votes, 74%. Now, the margin increased slightly. I mean, Tulsa at 0.6 still, Oklahoma County at 4. I don't know where the votes came in. Okay, Oklahoma County got some votes. The bubble is now smaller, and the votes that are left are probably going to come from Oklahoma and Tulsa, because the other bubbles are almost all the way in. And yeah, there's still some votes here to compensate the other smaller bubbles from Drummond, but maybe we can go here just to compare something. So Tulsa election day vote is going by 2 for Mazzei, and Oklahoma election day vote is going for Drummond by. So if he wins like the remnants by 200 votes, he can pick up 400, but he's down by 2,000. So yeah, it's over. That's why we made a projection. I mean, I was not making a projection that I knew that it was not over. Like we did with South Carolina, we were conservative. We tried to wait a little bit more in order to be sure with that. We're just missing now 4 counties here in South Carolina. So that's like 200, not even 200 precincts. That's like 120 precincts. So pretty interesting there. And okay, I'm just here checking something. Pretty nice. We got a projection on Twitter as well. Mike Mazzei defeating Republican governor in the Republican governor primary, Genter Drummond. Even though most people didn't expect that, even though we already did the projection. Pretty nice from us, and that's why you really must subscribe, because we can get projections earlier than most people. Like Decision Desk, they didn't project yet. Neither did the New York Times or Associated Press or any media outlet. We try to project earlier based on math. It's not based on intuition. I don't believe that. It's pure BS. I'm projecting this based on the votes outstanding and how the candidate will perform. Now the margin increased slightly. Now it's 0.38. Now it's I'm sorry, not 0.38. It's 0.72 actually. It was actually it's the same margin. I'm sorry, but we got more votes. We got like 7,000 votes, something like that. So 4 points in Oklahoma. Now, okay, Tulsa is almost flipping. It will flip in the next drop. I bet. I bet it will flip in the next drop. So Tulsa will be gone, to be honest. And look at this, in terms of the referendum, still holding the 44%. He's already at 82%, so consider the votes. Still outstanding in Oklahoma and Tulsa. They're going to vote for no in Oklahoma. They're still going to vote for no in Tulsa, not by the largest margin ever, consider the bubbles. But, I mean, pretty interesting now. 2,000 votes still. This is so competitive. We projected the race. I mean, I can be mistaken. I won't be, probably, because I don't want to be. I don't want you guys to feel misinformed there. And I made a call based on information, based on all of that stuff. And I did the math, and the math is pretty clear. I mean, this is holding. This is holding it to be same thing now. Okay, now it reached 0.80. Finally, now the margin is higher than 2.2K. Oh gosh, one of the highest margins ever. Now it's 77% of the vote in. There are still votes expected. I mean, there's more smaller bubbles of Mike Mazzei and Genter Drummond, and we have the 2 cities, but they're so competitive that even if he picks the 4 points in Oklahoma, which he won't, it's like 1,000 votes, not even 2,000 votes, so that is over. And let me just do something here very quickly. Okay. Let me just confirm here if we got anything new. We didn't. We're still stuck at the same point. We got something in South Carolina. We got the York County drop, and now it's 17,000. So yeah, it'll probably be like 20,000. I failed a bit. I said 10 to 15 will be more than that. So I failed a bit. I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah, but it was not a big fail. So I mean, it's probably not as bad as many of some predictions that I saw today, giving a lead for Norman by a big margin, like by 6 points or something like that. So yeah, I did that with results, but it was not a big mistake. Even though it was a mistake, still I said 10 to 15 will be like close to 20. So yeah. Now we're having 9 people, so yeah, a lot of people there watching this election. So they're really having a lot of enthusiasm for this election. We have now 10 double digits. We're really tracking this election until the end, even though we already projected the winner. It will be Mike Mazzei in this election. Now that is my projection, not the New York Times, not Decision Desk. They didn't project this yet. Now 83 here. It's still the same thing. Nothing special. Let's go here to the other special elections. So the incumbent continues to lose, even though we're now at 74%. And we have a competitive election here in the 9th. This is very competitive. And yeah, pretty much the races are already gone. We're only waiting for this one, Alaska. Yeah, probably the drop will be at midnight. By midnight, I won't be here by midnight, to be honest. I can guarantee you that. I'm sorry. I'm really tired, but I mean, that's why you really must support me, because I'm really, really tired. You know how things are. I mean, I know in the US it's probably like, it's 9:40 Eastern, so it's not very bad, but for me it's already close to 3 a.m., so yeah. Tulsa and Oklahoma City will come in close. Yeah, it will be very close, but it will be gone. And look at this, Tulsa now flipped. So Tulsa now flipped. It is completely over. And it is, Tulsa is gone. And Tulsa is gone as it was expected. I mean, nobody expected otherwise. I said that the flip would happen eventually, and actually it did. And guys, if you have any questions, if you have anything that you want to talk about, you can ask me there. I'm very happy to answer you. And the only thing you have to do is support me, and then I can do whatever you want. And I can ask you everything that you want. Okay, now I'm just here trying to... Okay, look at this. In terms of the bubbles, Oklahoma City still has a big bubble. Now the color is different because Mazzei is now leading there. And yeah, this is over. Look at the odds now, 96%, 98%. So it's, I mean, 96% in poly markets. It will go to 100% regardless of what happens in the future, because this will go for Mike Mazzei. They're still didn't project yet. They're still waiting to get a projection, but they're still missing 81,000 votes now. It was 109 10 minutes ago, and now it's 81,000. So they counted a lot of votes. I mean, not a lot of votes, but they are counting at least progressively in a way that it's not so bad. I mean, it could be worse. It could have been worse, a lot worse, actually. Okay, I'm just doing something here. Wait a minute. Guys, you can really subscribe to the channel. It's very important. I'm just, okay, doing something here. And yeah, okay, I'm just here trying to... You can also see my other videos. I'll be just there putting some links as well, because that's also important. I mean, wait a minute, I can share you some links there of some videos that you can watch after this election. I mean, you can watch, for example, this video here about Alaska. You have there the link. I'm sorry, yeah, I actually sent. Have there the link for Alaska, and you can also see the video here that I did about Brazil's election, because I don't know, there's not many videos about Brazil, so you can check that video about Brazil there. So Chris White won, he looks like he won the first district. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure why we didn't cover that one. I mean, I think I was pretty dumb in that one. Nobody cared about that one, even though it's still competitive. We can go here, so look what is there. Oklahoma, US House. They don't have it here. Yeah, they don't have it here. I'm not sure why. They don't have it here for some reason, which is pretty... Maybe they have it when I'm not finding it. So, House 1, Oklahoma. Okay, here. And then... Yeah, they don't have it here. I mean, what is happening here? It doesn't make any sense. They don't have it here. Pretty sad. I mean, they don't have the runoff. So we cannot follow it. Pretty sad. I mean, so yeah, Mazay is leading. Let's go to MSNBC. Maybe they have it. To NBC, I'm sorry, not MSNBC. Maybe they have it here. So today's races, maybe they have here the US the US House, the 1st congressional district. They don't have it here again. I mean, pretty stupid, to be honest. Now it's 80%. It's a point. I said 2 points, so maybe it'll be like close to that. Tulsa now at 0.4. Oklahoma at 4, so that'll probably be also narrow. It will narrow. But we also have a runoff, I think, in Oklahoma we also have a runoff. Look at this. In the Oklahoma, the 1st congressional district here. Look at this. The first one. Look at this. That's what not in Oklahoma, in the US House, the Oklahoma 1st. I'm not so sure what's happening here because we don't have the results, but this is in Tulsa. It is a competitive district. I mean, it's not a competitive, it should be like 20 points in the general. It could be like 10 if it is competitive. And you mean the state of the state representative? Let's go there. That one, I think they have it. Now it's 44 for no in the referendum. Pretty astonishing results for the Democrats. State House. Where is that? First one. Look at this. This is the one we were mentioning. Yeah, Chris White will win this. Yeah, this is already 95% plus, and the provisionals won't be enough to flip this. And he did better in the early vote. I'm sorry, in the election vote. Pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't project yet. Probably. Yeah, they didn't project yet, but it will be gone for White there. Now 80%. Now we're having 10 people again, guys. Yeah, don't forget to do the things you have to do. Like subscribe to the channel, do all the things, because that really helps. Okay, I'm just here doing okay. Now it's having 10 people. We're still waiting for the final verdict here, even though we already projected. Now the odds 99% for Mike Mazzei. So okay, now over 300,000 votes reported. Now it's over 50.5, over a point now, finally over a point now. So pretty interesting now. Tulsa at 0.6, Oklahoma at 4, and pretty interesting as well. I mean, we're still waiting for some votes to be reported, especially in Oklahoma and Tulsa, but yeah. Let me just do something here very quickly for the guys on Twitter, because they also deserve it, you know? They also deserve it there. Now, yeah, still a point. Still 30,000 votes. It'll be close. It'll be like 5,000, 10,000 at max. I don't think we'll reach 10,000, to be honest, but it'll be very, very close, even though, yeah. Alaska, I thought we could get results, but, I mean, it's already almost 10 p.m. Eastern, probably until midnight we won't get anything. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my Substack. I'll just share there because I mean that's pretty important for the midterms. We'll have that like daily content there, and it'll be important. So yeah, I mean don't forget to go there. And also now the margin just increased slightly, maybe. Yeah, it was 50.52, now it's 50.54, just increased slightly. In terms of the remaining votes, you can see here, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 counties still waiting to get votes done here, to get the voting done now. Tulsa at one point lead, so it's now 50.5, 49.5, pretty interesting as well there. Now we're 9 people. And yeah, now I'm thinking we already got 50,000 votes, by the way, for the midterms in Georgia. We got the first update for the midterms in Georgia today. We got already 50,000 votes. I mean, I can tell you that the Republicans are doing slightly better than what it was expected from them so far. But emphasize on so far. It's really, really so early. So don't divine anything from that right now. It's very early. But it's just an indicative of something. Look at this. 40% still left in South Carolina, even though it's most likely not really, it won't change anything. Right now, a point still. And then in September, we'll have like daily videos. Starting from September 6th, October 1st, actually, we'll have daily videos in the channel. But starting from September 1st, we'll have daily updates in that particular Substack. That's why you go there, you subscribe it. It really, really helps. And it also helps you because a lot of content will be there available completely for free. So yeah, you can do that. 82% now. Still nice at 83 in decision desk. You can see here the margin. We can see here the margin exactly. So I mean, Raj is one of the largest for Truman, but he did poor in the election day. But it will not be so bad. But I can, as I told you before, there's so many election day votes when you compare to early votes and absentees. So that's really what matters. If you do great in those, and actually if you flip some counties, like for example Beaver County started the night Truman ahead, also Tulsa and by 10 or so, and here 55.80, so 44.2 for the no. The no is doing quite well here, to be honest. So a point still, now 63,000 still left. Yeah, pretty, almost done everything, almost everything done here. And yeah, people still don't believe that Mike Mazzei already won this, but I saw I see some people here on Twitter actually saying that, yeah, some people saying that he actually did not win yet, but it's, yeah, I mean, it's already a done deal for me and also for many people. This is already a done deal. The margin will continue to expand, not by a huge number, probably will reach like 2 points or so, but it'll be enough. Now, almost getting 60 for Jasmine Thomas. It'll be over 60 as well, as I said in like 20 or 30 minutes ago. And Oklahoma did quite well. They counted everything in 2 hours mostly. They counted mostly everything. Now 10 points here is almost over. 16 points here is almost over as well. This is competitive in the 9th. Let's go to the 9th just to see what's happening there. So let's go here to Oklahoma and to the 9th. Where is the 9th? The 9th is here. So yeah, I mean, where are the remaining votes? In Tulsa, so the margin will go for Crystal Campbell. This is very competitive, actually. In Tulsa, there's only 6% of voting. Even though it's not a very larger vote center, it's only like 170 votes. I think this is over, but we'll wait for that. But I think this is over for Campbell. It'll be closer. It'll be like within the point, but it's not enough. Now 84% here, and now the margin continues to more or less stay the same. We're only missing now like 13 counties or something like that. Now, yeah. Still nothing new there. Now just got more, actually now 60% finally for Yasmin Thomas. Yeah, she won this by a landslide, 20 points. It's quite big margin. Republicans are running in terms of the vote 3-1, so 66%, actually, I'm sorry, 75% vote, of the vote for Republicans tonight. Even though, I mean, not comparable because it's a more competitive primary than the Democratic one. Now the voter ID only getting 56. That's pretty bad, I would say. And yeah, the other races not competitive at all. This was the more competitive, actually. No, it was not. That one is more competitive. The superintendent of public instruction. So James Taylor did better in this area, but he was not able to compete because of Tulsa and Oklahoma City and many of the other parts there. And now here it went down slightly because it got votes. I don't know from which part, but yeah, this is so competitive. But where do they project this one? Right now, Ralph Norman concedes to Darlene Graham. Norman says the Democrats got what they wanted with Graham. I accept it. I don't like it, but I accept it. That's what he said right now. Now you're still waiting for the dump. This is getting like within 11, so pretty nice performance from the no there. And yeah, I mean, pretty nice performance right now. Here still waiting for the last votes, still waiting for 61,000. And now they're taking a bit of time actually to report, but we'll be waiting now. Just got the more votes here actually, 18,000 now. We're only waiting for Florence, the only county left. We're only waiting for like what, 20 precincts? Maybe less than that. This is not correct actually because we're only missing one county. You can see here where the votes are in the Democratic primary, basically Oklahoma, Oklahoma County and Tulsa, and the rest is very small. It is 29 votes in that county. The Republican side is over 300, so you can really see the difference. Now I just got more votes here, 87 in Florence. And Oklahoma now, look at this, 44.34. So this continues to go up, and it will go up. It probably will like 11. This is narrowing a bit now. The odds still at 99 in both. So this is over. I mean, it is over. We don't even need to argue about that anymore. It is already over. For the guys that thought that this would be competitive, it is competitive. I mean, it is within a point, so it is competitive. But still, I mean, it is a win, and a win is a win. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. And we were able to make a projection, so right now, Alaska Division of Elections said that they're still tabulating the results for its last update, which will include early and absentee ballots, and that's pretty interesting. That probably will. They say that there will be an update by the end of the day, but that's the end of the day in Alaska, which is in like 4 or 5 hours, and that is like very, very far away from now, and I won't be here until then. I mean, I would be, or actually, I would like to be, but I mean, we won't have anybody here waiting, and I won't be here talking to nobody. And it's not productive to me. Okay, let me just go here again. Oh, by the way, this subscriber count is not correct. Let me just correct that. 756 now. And now 160,000 just got more votes now, actually, again. 85%. This is very close. One of the closest elections I've ever seen, to be honest. But yeah, even though it's close, and now it's got more votes again, it is closer again, even more. it'll be like 1 to 2 points. And Oklahoma now is at 60%. So, and Tulsa even becoming more competitive now within 100 votes. So pretty interesting there. The lead is still more than 2,000. It's almost 3,000 votes there. In terms of votes left, you can go here. Look at this. Okay, Tulsa there flips, very small number of votes, and Scotty Stokes, as I said, he will win there. You go here to this is 44.5. It probably will increase slightly more. It can go to 45. So a yes plus 11, this is a bad performance. This is really bad performance. Look at this. Now we're only missing like we're only missing now 8 counties here to finish county. Pretty interesting. 2 of them are Tulsa and Oklahoma, and then we also have Stephens, but it's very Stephens, but it's very competitive. Canadian, very small number of votes outstanding, and it's pretty much about Oklahoma and Tulsa, the remnants of the votes. It's 54,000 now. So it was like 10 minutes ago, it was 63. Now it's 54. If that continues, it will take like 50 minutes till we have all of those reported. And guys, yeah, we have 10 people there, double digits again. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to do what you have to do. Leave me a like in the video. Subscribe to the channel. So, I mean, that really, really helps. That really, really does help a lot. I mean, sometimes you guys, you think you don't really have I have 12 people there. This is a competitive election. And now we just got more votes, and the lead is still down. It's still more or less 3,000 votes, so pretty much the same thing. And now you go here to South Carolina. Yeah, everything is done in South Carolina. They still say they're still waiting for a precinct, but I mean, this is over. Yeah, now it's over. We're still waiting for the provisionals. That won't be enough to actually flip this. The margin 18,000. I said 10 to 15, so it was mostly in line. I mean, I failed a bit, but it was not a lot. I mean, the failure there. And look at this. Now, still the same thing. Now it's 44.43 now. Now, Canadian county is gone as well. Now we're only missing 7 counties. We are almost there. But this is competitive. I mean, I never thought this could be so competitive, and it is so competitive. And now we have almost 300 views in the live stream. That's pretty great. It's pretty nice, actually. And look at it, 60.2 now, continue to increase, even though it will probably increase even more, close to like 65 or 60. I'm not 65, 61 or 62. At 62, I think it's too far-fetched. And this will go to 55, not in a long time, because this is going down more. Because the votes are still saying are in Oklahoma, so pretty interesting. I will close this one out because it's already done. We're only missing now the final votes in Oklahoma, which is like 51,000. So we're almost there. We are almost there. You just have to subscribe to the channel, leave a like down below. I put there 2 videos that you can really watch. One about Alaska Senate. It's so competitive. I would give advantage to the Democrats, but you gotta watch the video. I do a full analysis of the primary and also the results we got there. I also have a video about Brazil, which is kind of unique, I would say. Not many people talked about Brazil in English, so if you want to have an insight of what you should expect in the Brazil's presidential election, you should go there. And I mean, it is a great video, to be honest. I talked about the dynamics and all that stuff, so you should go there as well. Now look at this, it is actually closed a bit more now. It's now 2.5 or 2.6, more or less the same. 4 points here is now 0.2. It's still the same thing. I don't know where. Okay, we got votes from here in Osage. I'm not really sure how to pronounce this. It's the larger, it's one of the it's not very big, but actually we got votes there. And we're still missing Tulsa, and we're still missing Oklahoma. This will be so competitive. But yeah, I mean, already predict the winner, the winner here. And now it's down to 55. Look at this, down to 55 now. If you are in, it's still 56, but it will go down 55. I can guarantee you that. It's also now going by 5, so pretty interesting there. Now 48,000. So 48,000 and Mazay. I'm sorry. Now let me just do something here very quickly. I want to calculate something. Now, yeah, we have 9 people, 21 likes. Thank you so much for that. You just have to subscribe, guys. Thank you so much for that. And 53%. So Drummond needs to get 53% or 52.7% of the remnants of the votes in order to win. That's really an estimate, of course. We don't know the exact number of votes outstanding, but that's just an estimate. Now it just increased, so we will cover this in a bit. The percentage will increase. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee that the percentage will increase now. Now it's 52.83%. It was 52.69. Now it's 52.83. I'm sorry. Actually, it's less than that. It's more than that actually. Actually, it's closer to 53%, which probably he won't get because he's not getting overall in Oklahoma that margin. He's not getting in Tulsa. I mean, and we're only waiting for those 2 counties. He's getting in Osage and Kay. But those 2 counties are very much finishing, and they're not very small, and not very big. I'm sorry. And we're still waiting for Stephens to come, and also Delaware, and then we're only waiting for Oklahoma and Oklahoma City and Tulsa. 88% now the vote. Pretty much done. Pretty much done. We're almost there. Yeah, guys, you know what I have to do. You know what I have to do. Let me just share for the guys on Twitter. Just share for them because they're also important, and also they also support the channel a lot. So it's actually important for them to cover. Okay, now we're having 7 people there. I'll share the Substack again there, guys. You go there and you have the link. You can really support me there. And you can also watch a lot of information for the midterms because it'll be so important. Starting from September 1st. You know, now we just finished Delaware County. And we're only missing now 5 counties. 5 counties are missing. 47,000 votes are outstanding. So almost done. And it's right now at 3 a.m. already. So yeah. Very tired, guys. Now, Decision Desk is projecting the yes to win the... that was actually a long time ago. I'm sorry. And we have 6 people there. 88%. 88% here. I can just update this again in terms of the percentage that he needs to overcome a Mazay, but I think it is very hard. I mean, I think it's probably almost impossible right now. I mean, we already projected, so for me, it's already impossible, but I just want to give you the... Mathematically speaking, it's still possible because there's still votes outstanding for him to flip, even though, I mean, the area where the votes are concentrated, all of those things, it's pretty hard. I mean, it's for me, it's impossible. That's why I projected. And yeah. So yeah, still nothing new. Now this is a bit of a sad part because so we'll have to wait a bit more. Maybe Alaska can project. It can actually get the remnants of the votes reported. Probably won't, but okay. Now we just got more. No, we didn't get more votes. Now 60.2 is still on the Democratic side. Actually said 56 again because it's now 55.49. And look at this. Everything is projecting the state Senate. State House, they're still missing those 3 projections that were already projected for White and also for Stokes. In this election, it might go for Smith as well. incumbent. But we saw an incumbent losing here in the 18th the Senate district. Just got more votes now, 89%. We got like what, 4,000 votes, something like that. And it was from Osage. Osage is now down, is now gone. It was 9 points for Duman, now it's 7.2. So we're still missing 4 counties now: Oklahoma, Tulsa, Kay, and Stephens. And now the percentage, I bet it increased a lot. It was 52.92, and now it's, let me just calculate here very quickly. It's 53.25. Actually, it increased a lot, but it's still something. And by the way, Ted Cruz is now saying that he might go to the 2028 presidential Republican primary because he says that I'll certainly be part of the discussion. That's very interesting, actually. And yeah. Now we just almost at 300 views in the live stream. That's pretty great as well. So now, look at this, 44.64. It'll be close to 10 points. It'll be probably like 10 points at the end of the day. So pretty astonishing performance, I would say. Look at this. Now we just got more votes. We got 5,000 more votes. And it's now the margin is still 3,000. Even smaller than that, it's 0.8. And we're only missing the 4 counties. Before we were still missing the same counties. But yeah, pretty interesting performance there. And now we're still missing like 35,000 votes. And 37,000 actually. Look at this. Now we just got the drop. 90% of the vote in. So pretty much done here. We'll be here just waiting for the remnants of the votes because this is taking not a long time. So now with this drop we got, Mazay won the drop. So the difference was 2,728. Now it's two. Actually, he lost the drop, but it was very close. Now the difference the percentage that he needs is 53, 55, 53.55%. The percentage continued to increase more, even though he won the drop because it was not by the percentage he needed. So the percentage that he needs actually now increased even more. And yeah. And by the way, guys, don't forget to subscribe. We have 10 people there watching. A lot of content that we got today. Tomorrow we'll have a new video about Georgia at 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll have a new video about Georgia. So Georgia, one of the most important states in the country, especially for the Senate and the governorship. The governorship will be very close. The Senate, I think John Ossoff will actually win it quite handily there. So now the margin 53.36. Here, okay, we got some votes from Stephens. Now we got 1,000 votes, and the margin now, it's slightly bigger. Nothing too special, actually. And yes, waiting for the new update here, even though it's taking a bit of time, but they actually updated in the decision desk. We're only missing 4 to finish the larger bubbles in Oklahoma and Tulsa as well. So we're almost there. Just got a new dump here. And yeah, it's all the way in. I just here because I think I can get another subscriber, and that's why I'm here. Just waiting for them to project the race because I think they will project it eventually, anytime soon. Because it's already over. I mean, the percentage now that he needs will increase again. So it was 53.55. Yeah, now let me just calculate again. And now it's 53.70%. So it just increased by 0.15 points. It continues to increase even more. So pretty interesting as well. I mean, nothing that was unexpected, but still. Still nothing here. The yes will get probably 40. The no will probably get 45%. Now I have 12 people there. Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, now he's got more votes in Oklahoma. The margin now is 4463, and look at this. Now it just shrunk even more. Now it's 2.4 thousand. We got votes in Oklahoma and also in Tulsa. We got a lot of votes actually. Got like 6,000 votes. That was big actually. That was big. That was actually big. So pretty interesting results there. Let me just do something here. Okay. Now we're only missing 4. Still the same. Look at this. We just got a lot of votes now. It just went down even more. This is so competitive. Even though we were able to make the projection because of the composition of the votes we have. That's why we were able to make the projection. Now we have 16 people there, guys. Yeah, don't forget to press the subscribe button and help the channel because we're really having a very competitive election. We already projected the win for Mike Mazzei. We already did that projection a long time ago. Like, I can tell you exactly 58 minutes ago, we projected for Mike Mazzei when he was still losing the election, but we were able to project it. Now 92% of the vote in, and now we're only missing 31,000, so we're mostly done here. And now the percentage that he needs, Drummond, to overcome Mazzei, it is shrinking. I'm sorry, it is increasing. Now it was 53.7, now it's 53.8. It is increased slightly because of the fact that he did not win the drop by the substantial margin he needed. The difference was 2.7, now it's 2.3, so the margin actually shrunk as we saw. And yeah, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We have there are 10 people watching. I bet you guys are not subscribed. Please do so. Very competitive election here. 2.4k the margin, 2.3k the margin actually. And yeah, please, guys, consider doing that. That doesn't really matter for you because it doesn't seem to be a great effort. For me, it actually helps me a lot. It does really. And you can also subscribe to my Substack. I have a link there in the chat. You can also go there. We have like daily updates for the midterms starting from September 1st in that Substack, so you can go there as well. So this is nothing new here. Now 44.72, so almost reaching 45%. Pretty interesting as well. Performance for the no. I already said that no did great here. Also winning Oklahoma by more than 13 points. And now, yeah, it's still the same point here. Nothing special. And now only 31,000 votes left here to report. They still didn't project the race. Now 60.3 for the Democrats. For the Democratic, Jasmine Thomas that will lose the general. We know that. And yeah, now we're having 9 people again. Don't forget there. You know what you have to do. Very competitive election. I mean, even though we already made a projection, pretty interesting. Sometimes these competitive elections we need to wait a lot to make the projection, all that stuff. But considering that the composition of the ballots we got here, this might not be projection tonight because of the provisional ballots. I mean, it probably won't be that much. But we already made the projection because of the fact that the votes are standing. Look at this. The margin is 4.3 in Oklahoma. It's 0.1 in Tulsa. So the margin in Tulsa would probably be like 0 votes at the end of the day. The margin K, not very big number of votes, like 300. That's like 60 votes maximum for Drummond, and I would argue probably even smaller than that. And Steve Stephens will probably compensate with the votes in K. So and then we have Oklahoma City. Right now, 2,000 the margin. If you can pick up the rest, if you can stay with the same percentage, we probably won't be the case. But if you can stay with the same percentage, those 2,000, you can argue that he can get 400 votes. That will narrow you the margin to 1.9. But that's 1.9. You cannot make that in provisionals. Right now, look at this. It just went down the margin even more. Or actually, it's more or less the same. It's 2.3 still. It went down slightly, but it was not very big. It went down a bit. Just a bit. It was not very big though. Now we're having 11 people, 22 likes. Let's go, guys. Now the margin went down by 11 votes. So pretty much the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. And we know that the winner here in the Republican primary runoff will know that there will be the winner in the general. So again, nothing special there. Nothing special there. Look at, let's go here. So 44.77. You actually be closer to 10. Here's still the same, so nothing new. This is so competitive. One of the close elections I saw during my entire life. I mean, this is so competitive. Nothing in Alaska. 10:20 p.m. right now, Eastern. It's 9:20 in Oklahoma now. We just got more votes. Yes, we did. Look at this. Now it's actually closed a bit more. What a funny situation now. It actually closed a bit more, so pretty funny. And yeah, guys, what you can do right now that we have like what 10 people there, 22 likes. Don't forget to like live stream. We're here already for 3 hours plus, talking a lot about this race. About also, we talked about South Carolina for the first 2 hours. Now we're talking about Oklahoma. It's the only one that we have left. And now we can talk about, and look at this, 44-84. So this continues to go. Now we just got more votes. Tulsa actually flipped now. So pretty interesting. Tulsa flipping. So this is a very interesting election now. But the percentage needed for him to overcome, was 53.78. And now with this drop that we got, is 53.86, so it just increased. Now the margin went down by 100 votes. And how are the odds right now? Pretty fantastic stuff. 99, so still 99. Yeah, nobody is stressing about this, even though it's starting to be closer than I thought. Initially, I said 2 points. It's now less than that. It'll be less than a point, though. 4484. Look at this now, just shrunk again. Now we have like 3,000 more votes. It just shrunk again, but I mean, it won't be enough. But it's just shrunk again now. The margin is 2.2 now, 2.2 thousand. Pretty funny. We still have like 26,000 votes left. It's almost done. We still have 2 counties still yet to report. Tulsa and Oklahoma. It's the only, and also Kane and Adair, or Adair. I'm not sure how to say it, to be honest. And now I just got the drop. Look at this. Now it's 50.31 to 49.69. So the drop here as well, I think. No, we didn't. I'm sorry. And this is now 348,000. So now 44.88. This will reach 45 as well. And here it's still the same thing. So nothing special. Yeah, 92 now. 93% of the vote in. Pretty funny. Now I have 23 likes, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. And you were liking the live stream, that's amazing. I will just say thank you to you. But please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I mean, it really helps. We'll have a lot of content for the midterms. Not only for the midterms, also Brazil's election, Quebec election in Canada, also many special elections or by-elections in Canada, in Ontario. So we'll have a lot of content. Also Sweden election I will cover in the channel. So a lot of international elections. And if you don't want that, or if you are not interested in that, you can also just subscribe for us US coverage for our US coverage, because we still do a lot of that, and that actually is the most important aspect of the channel, and it will continue to be, because the main support of the channel is still like US elections. So we'll stay with that. And now still the same thing. Now it's got here 26,000 left, as I said. almost finishing this. In about 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, we count 5,000 votes. If this takes like that, we'll stay here for another 15 minutes, I'm sorry. So the margin was needed was 53.864% for Drummond. Now it's 54.20%. So it is higher than 54 right now, which is not even what he's getting in not even Oklahoma, not even Tulsa. So I mean, he's gone. He's gone. 60.5 actually here, so it continues to improve slightly. And here 55, yeah, continues to, yeah, I mean, pretty interesting as well. And they're still waiting to get a projection. Neither the Decision Desk, neither the Associated Press, they did not make a projection yet. Pretty interesting as well. Let's go to 25 likes, guys. I think you can do that. And please, guys, if you can send me a super chat, I'll be very thankful for that. We were the first guys to make a projection for this race like an hour and 20 minutes ago. And that's why you should really reward us. You can send me a super chat. It can be $5, it can be $2, it can be $1. It doesn't matter. What matters is the intention. What matters is that you're helping the channel, really having more content. If you cannot do that, you can still subscribe. That really helps as well. Of course, not as big as of a help as would be a donation, but still, it really helps as well. Now the margin is still the same. 350,000 votes reported. 93% of the vote in. Very, very close now. 2.1K margin. It continues to be close. It continues to stay more or less the same, which is pretty interesting. The margin continues to stay competitive, which we like that. We like competitive races. But don't forget to subscribe to our Substack as well. Have there the link. We're now at 24 likes. We're just missing the subscriber, and also we're missing the super chat. Guys, yeah, I'm not gonna create a goal. I'm gonna start a poll actually, but it's about the thing that I usually do. So you can vote there in the poll. I mean, I started the poll now. I'm a Republican, a Democrat, or an Independent. You can vote in the poll there. I'll be very looking forward to seeing your party affiliation. I'll be very looking forward to that. You can do that. It is very easy. I mean, it's just kind of a performance metric there. Just got more votes now. The margin increased slightly. Now it increased just slightly a bit. And now 44.89. We just got votes from the two counties, K and also Adair. Or I think it was Adair. Not really sure about that. Tulsa still waiting. Oklahoma still waiting. But now only 24,000 votes outstanding. The margin increased, so we might also see an increase in terms of the percentage needed for him to win. Of course, that might be the case here as well. So right now, yeah, the margin was needed. The percentage needed was 54.20 for Drummond to win. Right now, the percentage needed is 54.60 for him to win. So the percentage it just increased more, pretty much over. Yeah, pretty much over. Yeah, I mean, I already projected, so it is over. I should not say pretty much over. I should say it's over because I already made the projection a long time ago. But yeah, for the guys that are still just coming there right now, we already made the projection, so yeah. The projection was done a long time ago. Already 1 hour and 20 minutes ago. It was the quickest projection, I mean, in most places. Now we just got 6,000 votes. The margin shrunk again, but we won't shrink. Now Tulsa is more than 95%, so Tulsa is almost all the way in. We're only missing now 19,000 votes. 19,000 votes missing in Oklahoma, so there's not a lot of votes actually. This will just update in a couple of minutes now. And we're still stuck there at the same number of subscribers. Pretty sad, actually. And yeah, don't forget, guys, to subscribe to our Substack. We'll have a lot of updates there. Now we just got a new update. Look at this. It actually went down more. We just got 5,000, so now it's only 18,000 left, so pretty much over. I just want to now see the percentage. Probably it is over now, 56% or 57, so that means it's completely over, completely nuts. Now it's 56%, so it was 54.60, now it's 55.98. The margin went down by 50 votes, but it was not enough. Now we're only missing votes from Oklahoma County and also Tulsa. And now it's below 10. Below 10. Pretty much interesting what's happening here. So it is below 10. Pretty nice performance for the no. I mean, I would say it's pretty great performance. I must tell you that. Look at this, 54.9 in election day. Early vote, the yes did better. So a lot of turnout for the Democrats during election day. That was pretty interesting. And now look at this, 45.11. So it was 45.09. Now it's 45.11. And look at this. Look at this now. It just closed more. Now it's it's 2,030 votes. So this is going down even more. Pretty funny. Even though, I mean, it is over. But it is very funny to see this so competitive. I know, guys. What do you think about this? What do you think about this election? What do you think? Very competitive. Of course, I like competitive elections. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff happening here. Now it's 2,000 votes. I don't know how many provisionals usually Oklahoma has, but so in 2024, I'm just trying to find something here. Yeah, but it's not enough. I mean, usually the provisionals are like very evenly split. And now, yeah, Steve Kornacki is still they didn't project the race. So I saw some people on Twitter saying it'll be over 10 points. I mean, that was pretty crazy. Even though it seemed like at the first, but it was not. It was not really what happened here. Now 45, it just got more votes here. Yeah, now we got like a lot of votes and the percentage stayed the same. So pretty interesting. It's still more or less the same thing. Now we got like 2,000, I think, 2,000 votes. Yeah, or 3,000 votes actually. And the percentage stayed the same. So yeah, it's pretty much over there. Even though, yeah, this will be almost below 54, almost below 55. Look at this now, 13,000 votes left. 97% of the estimated votes reported. Now you have 13 people there. You know what you have to do now. The percentage needed was 55.98. Now it's 57.92. So it's, I mean, he won't get 60% almost in the remnants of the votes. You know what you have to do, guys. You must really subscribe now. The Tulsa is increasing, man. It was going by 0.5 for Mike Mazzei. Is going by 0.6 for Drummond. He peaked there like 500 votes. I'm not even joking about that. I mean, even though this is so competitive, look at this. Yeah, but I think they're close to make a projection. I mean, probably the decision desk, they're close to do that. In terms of Oklahoma, yeah, they're still... Somehow, the decision desk, they didn't make a projection for... Actually, they did, I'm sorry. I'm just messing up stuff here. In terms of the reported, look at this. They're still missing votes in Oklahoma. It's the only place. Now it's got more votes, and the percentage increased slightly. So We just got like 1,000 votes, yeah. And he's just increased the percentage, so it also increased the margin. And now, yeah, 24 likes. Now it's got the new drop, look at that. Now we're only missing 12,000 votes. So this will be over in the next 10 to 20 minutes. And then I will finish the live stream. So guys, you know what I have to do in this final minutes. 11 people there. Okay, I'm just here sharing to the guys on Twitter as well, because they're also important, and you know, I don't really want to leave anybody left. And let me just do something here. Oh. Okay, now. Okay, now we just got more votes. We got like 2,000 votes, and the percentage stayed the same. So it is over. I mean, it is over. It was nice. I mean, it was nice to cover this race. It was really nice, and despite the fact that this was so competitive, despite the fact that the live stream did not go at the way that I wanted, to be honest, it was not so bad. It was actually great. And the voter ID, the Democrats actually did quite well. I mean, 45% for the voter ID, Republican runoff, very competitive actually. And yeah, pretty interesting stuff happening here. Even though, yeah, it is over. Like multiple times we already said it was over because it's over. And now we're only missing 9,000 votes. And now the percentage probably is over 60% that he needs to get to win. And he won't get 60%, not even 55. So mathematically, I can guarantee you that he's over. We already projected this race a long time ago. And now he needs 61.12%. So it is over. He needs to get a margin of 2,111 votes in the next few votes, and that is impossible. Now we're getting a lot of Republicans there, guys. You can really subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of content coming next, and I promise you, I'm doing the best I can with the most unbiased possible way, and also in the more independent I can get, and also very important as well. I want to be fair with everyone, and especially in these races. I know sometimes people are biased. They don't tell you they're being biased, but they are biased. I want you to be. I want me to be fair with everyone, and it's really what I'm doing here. 10:40 right now. Democrats are getting also almost like 61. It's at 61, 62. Maybe it will be close to that. And we're still missing 3 projections here for some reason. But yeah, nothing special there. I think I will close the live stream. I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, I think I will close the live stream. Like 10 minutes, 10 more minutes and all, now I'll close the live stream. What you can do right now is that you can really just support me right now, because then I will close the live stream and it's over. I mean, it's really over. Tomorrow I'll have a new video, though. Tomorrow I'll have a new video about Georgia. Now, 25 likes. Thank you so much for the new like, guys. Thank you really so much for the new like. And now we're still stuck at the same point. Actually got more votes now. 54.81, 45.19. So it continues to increase. Pretty much interesting what's happening here. And now it's got a lot of votes. Yeah, this is now almost over. We got now 3,000 votes. We're only missing now 5,000 votes. Pretty much over. It's pretty much over. We're only missing now 5,000 votes. And it'll be close. It is close. And we're still waiting for the projection to come. I mean, for some reason, we're still waiting for it. But as you see, 9.5 in the NBC results, but it will be probably now have 13 there. Yeah, guys, you can subscribe to the Substack because that's really, really important. We'll have a lot of content there. Starting from September 1st, we'll have a lot of content. So it'll also be important. And now, the percentage that he needed before was 61.12. And now, after this, it is 65.75. So that is completely over. It was over before. It is over right now. So pretty much a done deal. And yeah, I'm just doing here something very quickly. We were close to the 400 view mark in this live stream, which is very great as well. And we're getting a lot of people joining the live stream now, 12 people. So thank you so much for being there. And yeah, we're very close to be at the end of the live stream. Now they say actually Oklahoma is higher than 95%. In NBC they're saying 95, 2.3, 2.7. Also pretty much done there. In here. And now we got the final more votes, actually. Now we got 2,000 more votes. It is over, I think. It is pretty much over. I mean, pretty nice. They didn't project because they're still waiting for the provisionals, I think. Yeah, but the Democrats, or the no here, is getting 45-27. I mean, that's a nice percentage. I mean, I thought it would be like 60-40. It is not. It's 9 points. It's closer to 9 than to 10. And now it's 4.5 left, so this is pretty much over. I just want to confirm the margin that he needs to be sure. You know what you have to do, guys. Now we're having 13 people there. Don't forget to like the live stream. We're almost at 30 likes, so let's go to 30. And now Drummond needs to get 72.70% to win, and that is BS, pure BS. He won't get that. He won't even get 50% probably at the remnants of the votes. So pretty much done. Guys, I just want to say thank you so much for all the support. It was amazing. And yeah, I'll finish the live stream right now. Almost 11 p.m. Eastern. Alaska, they didn't report anything till right now, and I won't be waiting for more. I mean, I'm sorry for that as well, but I mean, there's nothing I can do. I won't be here until midnight because there's still 1 hour and 20, and then we don't have anything to say because Oklahoma is already done. And yeah, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you guys here, and I hope to see you guys here next week as well. We'll cover Canada's by-election in Ontario. We'll also cover Massachusetts primary. It will happen next week on Tuesday. Canada's election on Monday. And I hope you guys have your support. Thanks so much. Subscribe to my Substack. Have there the link in the live chat. And as you can see here as well, Mike Mazay will win this. And it's over. Thanks so much. See you then, and bye-bye. Thanks so much.